part woolly, 1 part common sense. Shake it, mix it, smack it a little bit. That's the Jay Thomas Show. Featuring Shuley, Madison, Rodney Lee Connover, Sean, and Garrett. Stories from people from the fringe. Fun, frivolity, the occasional oddity. From all over the place. All in one place. In one show. The Jay Thomas Show.
Hey. 8884-102-102. It's me, Jay Thomas. Rodney Lee Connover is here, and go to jthomas.com and you'll see what's happening there. So, how much did they say this is all going to cost us? $27 trillion. Is that what you read this morning, Rodney?
I read 23, but it really doesn't matter because
$27 trillion.
You're not going to come out of that.
We're not going to make it.
No, I didn't say we weren't going to make it. You're just not going to ever pay that back. That country doesn't bring in enough money to do that.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I saw that this morning, and my accountant and I were talking about,
That's hope and change right there. A lot of change.
My inability to reconcile my checking account every month. And so we start talking about the economy, and he says, well, he doesn't have a client who successfully reconciles their checkbook every month, right? I said, yeah. And we do it, and we find, errors or whatever, and I go, yeah. He goes, I'm sure that's got to be 90% of the country. Can't do it. So he said, when the $27 trillion number comes out, he goes, what must the average American, forget average American, us, what the hell do you think about that? It's impossible to imagine 27 million. Where... what does that mean? We owe that? We spent it? What does it mean? What did we do? What have we done?
Well, we're only going to... I'm not sure what we're going to spend this year. We're going to be $4 trillion over budget this year. And I guess the CBO is, extrapolating out, so many years.
Jesus. That's worse than being... you think we can call one of those credit card companies, and they'll...
Get one of those 5-year deals?
One of those, yeah, where they call... What do they do? They call somebody for it?
Yeah, they take over your account, and I guess they call the individual companies and they renegotiate a lower rate because there's some sort of government plan that will force a credit card company to make a 5-year payout. And they just have to calculate what you owe, divide it by 5 years, and they have to calculate the interest rate from there. As I understand it.
What's amazing to me is, but of course, this is dumb. I'm sure I'm dumb, but you've still got banks that are making billions of dollars of profits on credit cards and stuff. And when people say, well, gee, how do they do it? Well, every time you use the ATM away from your own ATM, a couple of buck charge, and you multiply that by, millions and millions of people.
Well, if you take out $40 and they charge you $1.50 for taking out $40, that's like making a loan at 4,000% annual rate.
Right.
That's
well,
what that is.
They make it that way. And then, of course, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I get my credit card bills, they don't look like they've given me enough time to send it back before I have to.
That's a good one, if that's what they do.
You know what? I swear to God.
On the due date. Why are you mailing in money? Where are you living? You do an automatic debit and you'll never get another charge.
No.
Yes.
I do it not. People could hack into my money, and the next thing you know...
They can still hack into it.
They'll hack into my money and get my money off the internet, and the next thing you know, you're seeing me on one of those TV shows where
your account is already on the internet. The bank has put everybody's record on the internet. Maybe it's not available, but believe me, it's on there. It's up there because you can access your account online. All you need is a password and a user.
Well, I will tell you the reason why I don't do it, and it's kind of an old-fashioned reason. Of course, you're not supposed to do this, but I like to walk around, and so I sit like late at night and do my bills and try and reconcile my account and all. And then the next day, I take whatever check I need to deposit to pay my bills locally, and I walk to the bank, and I say hi to Bob and Beverly at the bank, and deposit the money and joke around with them a little bit and get some money back. And then I go to the post office where Neil and Audrey are behind the counter, and I talk to Neil and Audrey, and I buy my stamps. And there's a socialization.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm all for it, Jay, because I do the same thing with coffee. People go, well, if I can pay for coffee, why don't you make it at home?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I like going out and getting coffee.
And socializing for a moment.
Yeah, it's not about the money. Well,
and my accountant and I were saying today, he said, I could send you everything on the internet and all of that, but he said, don't you like going to the post office? I go, yeah, I do. I have a whole, a thing, and I'm there for an hour. Same thing with the grocery store. People hate to shop. My mother used to go to the grocery store for 2-3 hours when I was a little boy and take me. And we talked to everybody in the grocery store. I always bring the butcher from the back and discuss stuff with him, And now, you can call that old-fashioned, but at some point in our future, you will never have to leave your chair.
Yeah, that'll be bad. I'm almost there right now.
And
it wasn't for coffee.
But there'll be some sort of, in our future, something that will feel just like a vagina to a man and just like a whatever to a woman.
They already got it, Jay.
What is it called?
There's a company that sells not a vibrator dildo type thing where you can be the one that manipulates it, and then it's not
right.
It's not with you, it's with somebody else, and you can move your mouse around, and it will make that toy move in a different locale, so you could pleasure somebody remotely.
We had a person on that sold the thing, Sean, on the internet where the music played and you hooked it. You hooked it into the what's the port? The
USB, yeah.
USB port. You hooked your vibrator into the USB port, and whatever music you chose, or this company, we had this person on, and you would vibrate yourself with the USB port, right? And then, did we not have somebody on, Rodney, that had an artificial vagina? Remember we had that one on when you were here with us?
Yeah, I do remember. That was just the other day.
So you know what's funny? Here I am embarrassed. Now, and you guys always make fun of my inability to work the computer and all, but I think I work it as much as I want to work it, and I also am on it much more than I used to be and order stuff and talk to people, and I am enjoying Facebook. It's kind of silly, and I have fun with it. But I don't like just staying in my office or in my house and not moving from... I socialize. You can order anything you want from any store in my neighborhood. You just go on the internet and you order it, and they'll deliver it right to you, or when you go and get it, it's waiting for you, and you don't even have to talk to anybody.
Well, but here you can beat that, and I've done that.
What do you mean?
What you do is you go shopping, but you just don't buy anything. You figure out what you want by shopping, and you go to all the stores, figure out what you want, you make a list, and then you go home and order it. So you get your shopping and your low price.
So you just look at the stuff?
Sure.
And you socialize?
Absolutely. I go to IKEA all the time. I never buy a thing there. I always go to the IKEA website, order it for far less, and have it delivered. But I go there to figure out what I want, socialize, look at babes, go to the ad says department in case there's something great there.
Well, Starbucks is testing a new concept. I don't know where they started. They started in Seattle.
There's three. Yeah, they started in Seattle. There's 3 outlets they're going to do this with, apparently.
Beer and wine and live music and book and poetry readings. Oh, please.
Boy, if they left off the book and poetry readings, they had me.
Yeah. I read a little, almost a sonnet by Tennessee Williams yesterday. And we got an email, didn't we, Sean? From
we got to go, Jay, and do our poetry readings. That would be a good, serious remote.
I will do that.
I'll do it.
And I will take it seriously, too.
Oh, me too. No, it wouldn't be a goof.
Sean,
I'd love to read my poetry.
We got an email from somebody, and they said, where did you get that Tennessee Williams? What play is it? It was not from a play. It was literally a little sonnet. And I guess I read every magazine in the world. I want to say it might have been Atlantic Magazine, which has great stories in it, and it also has poetry and stuff. And and the other one is Harper's. It's either from Atlantic or Harper's. And these are sit-down, long version, anything from politics to movies to sports to whatever. And that's another thing. I like the tactile feel of a newspaper or of a magazine, even though it's all available on the internet. I just enjoy and I like to go in the bathroom with the magazine, and I'm not going to sit there and my laptop's going to fall in the toilet if I do it that way. And I got it out of either Harper's or out of Atlantic, and it was just a little discussion of Tennessee Williams, and it was a little sonnet. Okay, but if you go into Starbucks, you'll be able to have beer and wine, and then will you have to sit through the people reading the stuff? You have to you'll be in there to relax, and they'll be reading in front of you?
I doubt if they'd make you stay there.
What about if you're writing whatever those people are in there writing? I guess they're novels or they're movies or whatever they're writing. There's millions of people.
I love people that show up at the Starbucks with their laptop, and they sit down and they have their coffee, and it's almost like, look at me, look, I'm doing something, looky. It's all this attention-getting bullshit.
You know what I think Starbucks is doing?
Tell me.
Trying to drive them out. No way I'm sitting there through a book reading.
This bar wine thing is going to be at night, though. I mean, you ever go to a Starbucks at night? I don't.
Only if I'm driving cross-country and I need to jack myself up.
But then you would get, you'd stop at a 7-Eleven and get one of those gigantic ones for, $1.
What I would do is, which we used to do years ago, you'd bring a flask with you, with your bourbon in it,
sure.
or your booze in it, and you'd go to the bathroom.
Give it a little bump.
Give your coffee a bump. What do you think they would charge you for a shot of whiskey at a Starbucks?
Well, you'd have to be drunk to pay $8 for a Frappuccino, so I think they'll have plenty of customers. I go in there and I get the large coffee, and it's $1.95, and again, it's the pleasure of me going out, and there's always nice-looking people in the Starbucks, and I always say hi to somebody, and I see our buddy all the time at my Starbucks now. He was 8 is enough, Dad, Van Patten.
He sells dog food.
Dog food. I talked to him the other day, and
healthy dog food.
Yeah. Right. What's his name? Van Patten.
Dick Van Patten. Dick Van Patten.
And I always say hi, and he's, oh, how's Jay? And I say, hey, how's the dog food going? Great. So, it's a pleasureful trip every morning for me. A lot of star spotting out in here in Sherman Oaks, believe it or not. And it's $1.95. Now, I get the cheapie. That's the cheapie. There's always some idiot in front of me. There's double matzo prino with chia and soy, double with no cream, half and half regular. And they're pulling out a credit card. It's like $12 or something.
That's right.
Are you fucking insane? Get a cup of coffee. It's bad enough, $2.
Well, and I used to get the whatever it was, the
what do you get? What's your girly coffee?
I did. I had a whole
girly one.
No,
I'll get a cinnamon dulce latte once in a while, and I'll have to check my, see if I still got my sugar cubes down there.
I would get a non-fat decaf mocha with soy, right? And the guy once yelled back. He said, "Give me one. What's the use?" That's what he called it.
They got their little names.
He insulted me. And so I never ordered it again, and you're right, I only order coffee. It's strong enough. It's fine. That's it. Let's go to Coondog in Alabama, 888-4-102-102. Yes, Coondog, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Connover. Hello, Coondog. How are you?
Y'all doing this afternoon?
Good. Thank you, Coondog.
Yeah, I don't go in the Starbucks, because I'm a real man's man. But I want to, when you in the porno store, I have a rule that no man is allowed to look at me, speak at me at all in the porno store, because you don't know who is what, and I wonder, do y'all have that same rule? I don't want no man to look or speak to me or nothing.
I have that at the massage parlor. I don't want any eye contact. I don't want no one saying hi. I just want to go back, get my massage, get my table shower, get the fuck out of there.
You know what? Every time I've gone in to buy like something as a joke, a dildo or something, I always get recognized, and I'll go in and
do you often buy?
I buy a lot of joke things.
Really? So that's the story you're going with?
Little penises and little things I
You
buy
little penises? You know what those are for, right, Jay?
What?
The little penises? You know what they're... They're not for a woman's vagina. Women don't like little penises.
Coondog, don't you go on the internet and get your porn? Why do you have to go to the store? Everybody gets everything on the internet now. Why would you even need to go in a store to get it? You know? He left?
We got to change the subject, because this penis thing is just... My mom's listening.
No, I didn't say anything about your mother and a penis. I said
no. I'm saying my mom is listening. Let's change the subject. Nobody wants to hear about penis.
Penis keychain. You ever buy a penis keychain?
Nobody wants to hear about your proclivity for penis. Okay.
and then you go in
again. He won't stop.
No, in the old days, my favorite was when you go into a regular store and you'd go through those not revolving, like barroom doors where the porno was in the back. Remember that? I miss those days of when it was in the regular video store, and you have to go into your special room to get your pornos.
There's Drea Di Matteo news.
We'll talk about that.
Great
also,
stuff.
Ben Roethlisberger, it just broke.
Sports, that's right, sports.
Yeah. You know what? Let's program the show for your mother today.
Well, let's not talk about penis, Jay. Forget my mom.
Well, you mentioned it. I did.
Garrett doesn't even want to talk about penis.
I didn't say penis. I said I go in and buy.
You said you go in and buy small penises.
Like the other night, Charlie Steiner, the sports announcer, he had a little birthday party, right?
Yeah.
So I bought him a little joke gift.
What'd you get Larry King?
I got an extension machine. A little extension machine. It has a little crank on the side of it. Jeff, New Hampshire, the Jay Thomas Show. Let's go to Jeff Furlotte, our on-the-road reporter. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff Furlotte reporting live from Wichita, Kansas with breaking news.
Yeah.
Today, thousands of Irish gather in a field to worship a tomato that looks like Ted Kennedy. In response to the rash of religious figures appearing in bird shit and celebrities on the hood of cars, thousands have gathered. I hear rumor that the farm next door has an eggplant that looks like Barack Obama. I also hear rumor that there's a Dunkin' Donuts in Maryland that looks like Rosie O'Donnell. I can report from there if you'd like, gentlemen.
No, we'd rather you not, since she is a big employee.
Yeah, she is a brother in arms.
Yeah, well, not a brother.
I'm sorry, that's
sister.
Correct.
She's a brother.
A colleague.
She's a sister in arms.
And I'll tell you what else she has, Jeff, a heart of gold.
Say she's a
heart
sister.
Heart of gold, lover, one of the funniest people on the planet. I agree with you,
if not
gentlemen.
The funniest.
Yeah. Would you also change it to sister, please, for me? Just for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's a sister in arms. Legs.
Oh, yes, that's correct. I'll have to mark that one down. By the way, Jay, I have a question for you.
Sure. Go ahead, Jeff. Yeah.
Did you receive the news stories that I sent you yesterday?
Yeah, I'm sure they're somewhere. Yes. Why? Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if you had a chance to take a look at them.
You know what you do? Don't
Jeff,
ask me.
Let me take this one, Jeff.
Yeah. Don't do
Hey, Jeff.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Now you're getting into Rodney Lee territory when you're sending in material.
Yeah.
And I may have to bring you down. So stick to the reporting.
If I mention it to you, then I'll. But if I don't mention it, you don't bring it up. It means I didn't use it or I didn't want it. Yeah, that's all.
All right, sir.
You keep sending everything. And
don't
also,
angle. Don't angle.
Yeah, no angles. Did you send us the Onion audio and video? That was a good one. Did you send us that one?
That's correct. That's the one I sent you, yeah.
I talked about this today, and we had the woman on, Bobby Batista, last week. The Onion is now really spending some money and trying to look like a real news channel. We will run the audio of this, and I'll explain to you what's going to happen. These two news people, who look very much like regular news people on the Today Show, they call it Today Now, I think, they interview a woman about a diet book. But in this, why are you laughing?
Because it's absolutely disturbing to look at.
The woman that they interview in this comedic bit is dying of anorexia. She looks like something out of a concentration camp, and she looks like she's not going to live much longer. So
she looks like an albino spider monkey. Her face is so fucking.
But what are you laughing at? What are you laughing? We were talking about this morning. Is that what you need now for a laugh? A dying woman?
I'm just laughing, remembering it, because it's really funny.
Boy, I'm telling you, you never heard Walter Cronkite laugh when he was doing, one of his sad reports, Well, all right, let's listen to this. We had her on last week, and when you hear the woman speak, and if you see it on the internet, this woman is not just skin and bone, but it looks like she looks like Karen Carpenter in her last days, and I'm not joking about that. If you ever saw any pictures of anybody just before they died of anorexia, that's who this woman is. Okay, can you hit it?
Hey, you want to stick around because coming up a little bit later in the hour, we're going to be visited by some Chinese acrobats who are going to make you just plumb forget about the horrors of their government back home. You're going to watch that. But first, you know, even with exercise, it can be very difficult to lose weight, can't it?
Well, it is. It is. But help is on the way because joining us this morning is Alana Brixton Bramby, author of the new self-help book, Don't Eat Your Desk. Alana, welcome. You look
thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Now, I understand, Alana, that all the tips in this book come from your own personal struggle with weight loss.
Jim, absolutely. Like all the ladies out there, I have had to struggle to control my weight.
So common.
I used to not eat at all. No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. I wasn't getting even close to my weight loss goal.
Even with all that?
Yes, it's those hidden calories I was eating without even realizing it.
Oh, the hidden calories, like the cream in my coffee.
Right.
Or the pencil that you mindlessly chew on. When that pencil is done, you've consumed 26 calories.
I had no idea it was that many. Wow.
At the office, I was consuming Post-it notes, one after the other. I was gnawing at the table in the conference room.
Kind of
that was so
unconsciously,
delicious,
right?
I had to restrain myself.
You can't help but snack like that.
It's true.
Now, I love this. Right here in the middle of the book, you have a very handy chart to help keep track of the calories that you consume during the day.
Well, now take a look at this. A bath mat is 387 calories, 420 calories for baseball, and yet a tennis ball is only 126.
Well, that's because it's filled with air.
Right,
I mean, it's all about those smart choices.
Sure.
Why eat a washcloth when a whole box of Kleenexes is going to kill those hunger
Don't you
pangs
think that's
just
about
as
it?
well?
That's
and
it.
it's only
That's
half
it.
the calories.
Now, the woman that's
like 2
talking.
minutes ago?
Yeah, the woman that's talking looks like she's a day or two from death. Now, Sean, did you find that funny when you first saw that?
Well, I found it very funny. I thought it was a very odd concept, and normally I don't like the onion stuff because I don't get what's funny about it, but I thought that was funny.
But, Garrett, did you just see it also? Did you just look at it?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Did that woman not look like, seriously, soon she would not be with us?
She did, yeah. She's very sunken face. Her arms are the same width all the way down.
Yes. And you know, Jeff, I know you sent that and all, and I know the onion's sometimes funny, but I don't know that I need to see somebody almost dying to... By the way, she wasn't a comedian. I think they just found an anorexic woman to read a script.
I thought, too.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's...
Oh, what about the report from China about the pollution? Did you find that interesting at all?
I didn't look at that. I didn't look.
No.
Was anybody dying in that one?
No.
Right.
It was just a funny bit. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Well, it would be like if I was suddenly dying of something, and I would come into work and we'd make fun of my tumor every day. You know what I mean?
Well, you spent all day yesterday making fun of labor pains. You kind of died in that one, though, didn't you?
That's true. That's true. I have died. You know, Jeff, your time is over with us now.
All right. I'll talk to you later,
Your time
guys.
is over. All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Rodney Lee Connover is here at Sirius 108, XM 139, and, of course, the iPhone app.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. It's the new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas on Sirius 108 and XM 139. Maxim Radio with Covino and Rich.
Hey, it's Covino. I'm Rich Davis. Every day you can catch us here on Sirius XM Stars Deuce. We're Maxim Radio. Everything Maxim, like the magazine, and we talk about, well, everything you and your friends are talking about. Entertainment, sports, women, relationships. How to better your life in every way. Trying to dominate the scene? Make sure you listen to us and we'll teach you how. It's Covino and Rich. Be here.
Maxim Radio with Covino and Rich. Weekdays noon to 3 p.m. East and replayed from 6 till 9 p.m. East. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108, XM 139.
Wouldn't it be great to spend more time outside this summer without being bothered by unbearable heat or pouring rain? I know what you're thinking. It'd be nice, but it's not like you have extra cash to build a roof over your deck. Well, at Sunsetter, we understand cash is tight, and that's why we're offering special savings on our retractable awnings. You can get an awning for just under $700. And if you call for a free informational DVD in the next 30 minutes, we'll also send you a $200 savings certificate. Your awning could cost as little as $499. For your free DVD, call 1-800-231 1-800-231-7911. Sunsetter Awnings open in seconds and keep your deck or patio up to 20 degrees cooler, creating a comfortable outdoor room. The shade will keep your home cooler too, saving you money on your energy bill. Enjoy your deck or patio more this summer. Call for your free Sunsetter DVD in the next 30 minutes and we'll also send you a $200 savings certificate. Call 1-800-231-7911. 1-800-231-7911.
Credit card debt. It doesn't go away on its own. But what do you do if you're maxed out, in a jam, or going through a tough period? You didn't want to get so deep in debt, but now, how are you going to get yourself out? If you have over $12,000 in credit card debt, call Debt Settlement USA. They're the specialists at restructuring excessive debt into an affordable plan. Debt Settlement USA isn't bankruptcy or a loan program. They represent you and negotiate significant reductions with your creditors. So you get out of debt faster and more affordably than you could on your own. If you have over $12,000 in credit card debt, call Debt Settlement USA for a free consultation. Call 1-888-398-9944. Your call is completely confidential and there's no obligation. Not available in all states. You can get out of debt faster than you think. Call Debt Settlement USA right now. 1-888-398-9944. That's 1-888-398-9944. Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show. The new afternoon show on Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
At jthomas.com, when you hit store, you're going to find, is the swine flu still happening, or is it going to happen, or I keep reading reports about, we have a porcalypse, and it's just kind of hanging out there. And, I'd hate to pray for, more of a disease, but, we're trying to sell shirts. But the Sarah Palin shirts, because of all her nonsense, are great. It's a mess down there, is always popular and everything else. And eventually, Sean's future ex, was going to be, and then ended up not being, his son-in-law, will get our brand new website up there, where there'll be a girl every month from Strobe magazine. There'll be some commercials and stuff, and there'll also be me talking to you kind of live on the page at the thing, and that's all coming very soon. A civil lawsuit has alleged sexual assault against Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback of the Steelers. I want to thank Cavino and Rich, who this story was just breaking as they were going off the air. And she works at Harrah's, I imagine, in Las Vegas. I don't know if it was there's Harrah's all over the place. Did they say, Garrett, do you know where it is? Is it Harrah's Vegas or Tahoe, or where is in Las Vegas, Nevada?
I don't know.
It must be Harrah's in Las Vegas. His lawyer has said Ben has never sexually assaulted anyone. And to underscore that, the timing of this lawsuit and the absence of criminal complaint and a criminal investigation are the most compelling evidence of the absence of any criminal conduct. It seems that this woman is civilly suing Ben Roethlisberger. She went to civil court for one count of sexual assault and battery. Rodney, I would think she would have called the cops over that one.
This is a civil suit, so it's obviously gone through a criminal situation already, and probably he was acquitted, and it was in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, Lake Tahoe. And then one
which
civil count.
Which kind of tells you something right there.
False imprisonment. False pretenses. Fraud. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. And we got her name is Andrea McNulty, and there's a picture of her.
This happened over a year ago, by the way.
Oh, did she just started this lawsuit today?
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so it never ever made. She's got these. She looks like my friend Larry Farber. She has the big nose and the big teeth, and she wears the cowboy hat. And in one of them, she's got her kid. And they put the kids. She must have a great body or something, because, man, she is a miskite. Big, huge schnozola on her, right? Garrett, she looks like you in one of the pictures.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I just wonder why this is a breaking story. This is like an year-old story.
Because she filed the suit today.
She filed suit today?
Yeah.
Yeah, she filed suit today. Mm-hmm. Yep. It just was filed this week by a worker at Harrah's. And apparently she had tried, I'm guessing, that she probably tried to make a deal with him, and no deal could be made. He'll get out of this one, but it's always embarrassing, when they accuse you of crap.
They're saying now that this didn't come up because of Roethlisberger, but she had psychiatric problems from a bizarre situation involving another man's wife.
Right.
And McNulty was having an affair with a married man, so the man's wife created a phony email account posing as a soldier in Iraq and got McNulty to fall in love with this guy over email, and she started telling people they were engaged and everything.
Well, where does Roethlisberger come in?
And then,
second half.
They told...
Yeah.
Apparently, they told her she found out he wasn't real, and she kind of went crazy.
So she's just a nutcase, and you can bring any suit against anybody you want to, and then you have to prove that it's not true.
Allegedly, yes.
God, that's nuts. And she's got that wild look in her eye, doesn't she? That totally wild look in her eye.
You can see the white all around the pupil.
Yes.
Yep.
Is that the sign you look for, the white all around the pupil?
That's what I look for, yeah.
That's what you normally look for, the white all around the pupil. JT told me this recently. He picked up a girl at a concert, right? And they're having a great time, and he's staying someplace, and she says, well, okay, I'll come back to your, whatever, the hotel where there's a party or whatever, right? And he says, okay. She says, let me just go home for a few minutes. So he drives her over to the apartment where she lives. She comes down the stairs with her overnight bag and her kid. With her 9-month-old kid. And she gets in the car, and he goes, what are you doing? She goes, oh, he'll go right to sleep. Don't worry about it. And I said, what did you do? He says, oh, man, I put her back inside. I said, what are you nuts? And I said, yeah. I go, the ones with the little kids that they either leave alone or that they take with them or they dump off. Now, Rodney, I know you and I have been, around the horn many times. Those are the ones that scared me the most. When they got the kid. That's the odd ones to me. And they don't just
seem a little more desperate.
Yeah, they're going to pull something. They've been really wronged and left. And she's got the kid in her pictures, by the way. And so yeah, that's odd. That's odd to me.
There's video apparently. There's video. Everything is on video.
Of her dancing or something?
No, this incident.
Really? Where is it?
I guess there were cameras in the room.
Oh, come on.
Apparently.
When he was assaulting her, supposedly, allegedly assaulting her?
Yeah, but she's quick to say that she didn't fight him. So when you see the video, you will not see her fighting because she was terrified of his size and strength.
Is that on this email you sent me, Garrett? The video of it?
No.
Oh, my God. So it's a real setup. She has the video in the room and Ben Roethlisberger's like 6'5" and weighs about 250, right? And he must be easy to light, Rodney, in one of these videos, Easy to see him. Won't be any problem getting him lighted. So it's a total setup. That's crazy. Bill, Arizona, the Jay Thomas Show, 888-4-102-102. Yes, Bill, how are you?
I'm just fine. How are you, Jay?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, this whole thing smacks of a complete setup because there were no criminal charges filed at all. She never filed a criminal complaint. There was never any investigation because she never went to the police. All she did was try and shake him down for money, and when that didn't work outside the courts, she decided to sue him in civil court.
Well, what really pisses me off is, and I know that you're supposed to be able to do this, but like if somebody just made up something about anybody and decided to sue them, the judge or whoever sees the complaint doesn't just throw it out of court. Instead, the guy's now embarrassed. We're talking about it. The woman, there's a video, there's whatever. They just don't throw it out. You have to go and defend yourself.
Well, there's another thing.
And the worst part is, he'll not only will he have to go and defend himself, she will, even if she's found, of course it'll be found that it's a load of bullshit, she'll never get charged with fraud and thrown in jail for that.
Right. What else, Rodney?
Well, she's naming not just Roethlisberger in this civil suit. There's like 9 people named in the suit. So it's Roethlisberger raping her, and then,
allegedly.
Well, her complaint is that he raped her.
Right.
Not allegedly. Her complaint is that he raped her. It's not only that, it's that
it isn't rape, it's called assault. I don't know what's the difference.
Whatever. You
right.
put your dick in a vagina, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
So, he not only did that, according to...
Did you hear that, Mrs. Connover? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
According to the complaint, then he gathered up, strange hotel people that he doesn't know, most of them that he doesn't know, and have gotten them to go in on him, with him, on a conspiracy that he didn't do it. So he's not only stupid enough to, to do whatever he did, but he's also smart enough to get everybody to go along. Now, you would think there'd be a couple people that say, hey, screw this football guy. Now, everybody is on his side. Everybody is, corroborating his story because it's a giant conspiracy. This is what she's alleging.
Wow.
Right.
Unbelievable. And he has to go through all this right when practice is starting. Yeah. Mrs. Conover. The other thing is last year he crashed his motorcycle. Now this year this.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And he doesn't win the first few weeks when he's all upset.
Allegedly.
I think, you want to hear what my thinking is? Gamblers caused this. The mob.
In the pocket of the bookies.
That's exactly right. She's a bookie. She's in the bookie pocket. That's exactly right. The bookies have said when this guy gets rattled, personally, he loses the first 5 or 6 games and they miss the playoffs, right?
Well, we'll see if the odds change.
I tell you what.
I'd be very interested to see if the line changed on who does he play for?
Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if the line changes on the overall odds of the Steelers winning the Super Bowl.
If you live in Las Vegas, please find that out for us, or maybe we'll go online and figure it out. It's a shake-up deal. Absolutely, it's a shake-up deal.
I'm with you, Jay. First few games, bet against the Steelers.
Absolutely. That's right. Oh, man. Listen, you know what? Hold it. Listen to my hands. Rubbing them together. I can feel the money now, baby. I can feel the money now. Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Nicola sent me an email. We had on this guy's parents. He played Superman, and he had a buddy named Batman, and they were in Times Square, and the police came and arrested them and handcuffed him, and he allegedly was struck in the head, and we had his mom and dad on, Rodney, and they're from, Russia. And they're very upset. The son's been acting kind of kooky, and the cops apparently slapped him around. He dressed in a Superman outfit, and he was a normal guy, and he started running around Times Square. And the cops have said in a statement that he was resisting arrest and everything else. This woman, Nicola, said, I was in Manhattan July 10th, told my family about seeing Batman and Superman talking to the police, and then the next thing, Superman was making a run for it. Being a tourist, I took a few photos of the police taking Superman down. I got home from another trip to Boston. My brother listens to the show and said that Superman's mom and dad were telling the story on the radio. Not only did the police take Superman down, but Batman was standing off to the side, and once they had Superman under control, they got rough with Batman. I have at least 3 pictures of Superman if you're interested, and I would like to know if there's any way that I can find out more about Superman and Batman as it made the trip to Manhattan one to remember. Nicola Dickinson. Listen to this one. The parents need those pictures, Sean. You know that?
There's photos and videos all over the internet.
Of him being tackled and wrestled?
Yeah.
So we don't need this woman's photos?
No.
I got so excited, I thought we were going to break the case wide open. Why do you do that to me? You knew how excited I was. You could hear it in my little voice, couldn't you?
I love doing that.
I was going to break the case wide open, Rodney. I had the only pictures of Superman being tackled by the police. You know what, Nicola? Send me the pictures. I'd like to see them, please, just for the heck of it. And we're going to get him to call Mickey Sherman, by the way, all kidding aside. I did send that to Art Sears. The kid is apparently having some mental problems also, but he seems to be a harmless guy that just likes to dress as Superman with his buddy and run around Manhattan, and we don't know why the cops did what they did. So anyway, stay where you are. We have a man coming on next with the largest credit card bill in the history of the world. on the Jay Thomas Show. Rodney Lee Conover is here. Sirius 108 XM 139.
Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
I'm Mark Says I, host of Comedy by Request on SiriusXM's Raw Dog Comedy Uncensored. Here's the rules. You call 866-4-RAW-DOG, we make fun of each other, and then I press buttons causing your comedy to be heard because you requested it. Hence the name of the show, Comedy by Request. Comedy by Request, Monday through Friday, 12 noon East, 9 West on Raw Dog. Comedy Uncensored, Sirius 104, Comedy by Request.
Awesome.
Going back to the My Victim thing, you cost me a lot of misery, and all total, $2,700 in doggy fees, and all it took was one container of Dynamite, 2 pounds, 3 ounces, and my dog has been cured. Abby's a 5-year-old silky terrier. She had, like, chicken pox on her belly, clusters of bumps on her back, and she was allergic to, like, 70-some-odd things. So the dermatologist, it was, oh, yeah, just keep giving her needles every 10 days. But she's not clearing up. And then it came up on my XM radio, Dynamite. DINOVITE.com. And I was like, oh, that's it. I give her the Dynamite. After 5 weeks, she was starting to clear up. And then one morning, there was nothing there, and I'm like, oh, my God, she's clear. She's all clear. There wasn't one blemish on her body. Her fur is beautiful. She is totally happy. She is healthy, bump-free, pimple-free, shiny, silky. It turned our lives around. So thank you very much for Dynamite. I couldn't be happier. Dynamite's the bomb.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
And now for the Smart Tech Tip of the Week. If you have a long commute to the office, working from home just one day a week would reduce your commute by 20%. All you need is reliable access to your work computer. So use the easy and highly secure GoToMyPC to work on your office computer from home. Try GoToMyPC free for 30 days. Visit GoToMyPC.com, click the Try It Free button, and enter promo code Sirius or XM. That's GoToMyPC.com, promo code Sirius or XM.
The new Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139. Me and Vinny, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. East, Sirius 6 West. A Me and Vinny replay directly after the show. Maximum Radio with Covino and Rich. Noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. Maximum Radio with Covino and Rich. Replay from 6 till 9 p.m. East. The Jay Thomas Show. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. East. The Jay Thomas Show. Replay from 9 till midnight Eastern. The new Stars 2. The new Stars 2. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. Now on the Sirius XM iPhone app. Jay Thomas. Thomas Show. The afternoon drive show on the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million.
Everybody talks about money, and when Rodney and I were talking earlier, they just announced that this bailout of the FDIC and the loans and the this and our mortgages and everything else. Rodney said 23 trillion. I had read 27 trillion, and the number keeps moving. And the numbers are so huge. We haven't the faintest idea anymore what anything means. I mean, $1 million's a lot of money to me still. Then $1 billion became like $1 million, right? And it's so much money. And so now when people make a mistake, there used to be a time where you would make a mistake in your checking account or in your credit card or whatever, and a few $1,000 or something crazy would happen. And you'd even read about people who saw that they had an extra 150 or 200 grand in their account, and they would go spend it, and the cops would come, and they'd have to give it back and all that. Well, John Seale, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, John?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. My friend Rodney Lee Conover is here with us today, okay?
Okay.
He is a man so angry at these bailouts and so positive that there are nothing but crooks and ne'er-do-wells running our nation that we have trouble talking about it sometimes, you know, how angry he is, right?
I understand.
Where do you stand? Do you stand in that situation that the numbers are ridiculous before I get to what happened to you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, we think nothing of doling out, you know, $1 billion to a company to bail them out. Yeah, I think I probably lean toward his opinion.
Right. Rodney, you have a guy here. Now, John, you're on this show for a specific reason. You received a Visa bill?
Yes.
Right. And there was a mistake on the bill.
There was a rather large mistake, yes.
What was the mistake? How much was the mistake?
$23 quadrillion and change. And I guess if you have $23 quadrillion on your bill, everything else is just pocket change.
When the bill came, did it have a specific charge as to, or was it more than one charge, or was it one charge?
There was one charge for this total amount of $23 quadrillion to Wolfgang Puck.
Like one of his pizza restaurants, one of those places?
Yes, there was I went to a concert last weekend, and there was the counter service there, the pizza and the drinks and stuff. That's run by the Wolfgang Puck Company.
How many zeros are in 20? I mean, it wasn't just 23 trillion. It had other numbers behind it. Do you remember the exact amount?
You know, you would think I would know it as much as I've said it to everybody in the past few days. It's like 23 quadrillion, 100 and something
148 trillion.
Yeah, and then some
855 billion.
Yeah.
308 million. 184,005 dollars.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's the number, and it was. I mean, I've never seen a number like that, let alone with a dollar sign in front of it.
Now, did you get that barbecued chicken pizza? Is that the one that put you over the top?
I got the plain single topping sausage pizza and a Coke, and that's what showed up on my bill.
All right, Rodney, what's the largest? What's the most you ever spent at a Wolfgang Puck or one of those CPKs? You ever hit the trillion?
No, like 671 billion.
That's all. Garrett, what's the most you ever spent when you went out to eat? I mean, I know you spend a lot of money. What's the most you ever spent?
Yeah, probably
200,000
billion.
Yeah, 1,000 billion. Sean, in Canadian dollars, what would 23 quadrillion be? What would that be? You'd have to
$1.49.
$1.49 it would be. There you go. So you get a bill like that, and of course it's laughable, and you call the bank, and did they respond immediately?
They did. Yeah, I called. I was on hold for quite a while because, you know, as we've heard since then, several people had this same incident happen. Mm-hmm. I was on hold for quite a while. The girl that answered the phone kind of choked on the thing when she saw the number, and much as I did when I saw it. She told me that they had lots of people working on it, that they knew about this issue, it was a computer error, and that they would have it resolved within hours. It took about 24 hours for it to post back and everything to show up in the online bill on the account.
And so, but the number, how would they write all those zeros on the page? Did it fit on one line?
It actually did. I mean, this was because I got a notice in my email that the account had gone over limit, and so I logged in, and it fit on the computer screen just fine. I mean, it was obviously a little bit wider than usual, but it all fit there just fine.
And we just saw that there's 15 zeros in quadrillion.
Yes, it's a 17-digit number with the 23. That's a big number.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank
you. They knocked it off and everything else. What was the original bill? Did it have even a 23 in it?
Oh, no, it was $12.
Just $12.
Just $12.
And it turned into 23 quadrillion, 148 trillion, 855 billion, 308 million, $184,005. That's good.
Yep.
John, thank you very much. We're in real trouble, aren't we, as a country, with this, with the money and the numbers? We're in real trouble. What do you do for a living?
I'm a software developer.
Oh, you're not in trouble.
Oh, well, not these days.
No, you're gonna be one of the rich ones. We're gonna be talking about you one day.
Well, everybody's already talking about me.
They are, okay. John Seale, thank you very much. You got a $23 trillion plus Visa bill. It's the Jay Thomas Show. All right. I just got this email. Rodney, you've been very kind, not to mention Lindsay Lohan in the movie that I did. I mean, you do take your career very seriously. I tried to take my career seriously for a long time, and then I started doing these movies that one after another told me that for whatever reason, whatever the spirits are, perhaps it's because of my disbelief in God, perhaps, Rodney, that I'm being punished. But everyone made fun of this movie. They did not put my name anywhere in the credits until literally after Shop Girl number 1. My name
alphabetically. Was her last name after the letter T or before it?
I was told that people with, I was told that it was not alphabetical, that I was just dead.
Well, it'll say in the beginning of the credits, cast of characters listed as they appear, cast of characters listed in alphabetical order. One of those two.
I was not in any of the normal listing, not in the front.
You didn't get your own card?
No, I did not. Nothing.
Okay.
Now, maybe they listen to me on the radio. I don't know. And
they have to pay you more if you get a card.
I explained that to everybody yesterday. Or you make a deal and lose money to get a card. Stacey Lewis said
which is the same thing as paying you more.
Stacey Lewis said we were surprised at how bad Lindsay Lohan was in labor pains the other night, and it's going to run another 100 times, I understand, on ABC Family. Many people talked that you didn't have so many lines, but how funny your face was in many scenes. You had a look of disgust, and I was wondering if that was an involuntary action. Sean Kelly mentioned that whenever you seem to be in a film or a television show, you seem to be making the same faces. Okay? Once you're in a show with Joe Mantegna, who has Bell's palsy, and you both looked like you had Bell's palsy. Remember that show, Rodney, when I was with Joe, wonderful actor, and his face had just been paralyzed? Did you remember this at all?
Sure. I was just at his restaurant yesterday.
Wonderful guy, and his face was paralyzed, but he still got acting work, and she thinks that I look just like I had Bell's palsy. I live with my two best friends. One is a model. Want some pictures? Of course. And we have the Sirius XM unit, and we save the shows, and we put them on our computer, and we never miss the radio show. This is a great compliment. So we've been playing shows during Fashion Week, and we listen to the other bits. My idiot roommate mailed you last week, and I guess it asking about our favorite callers, the guy that hears people's in his head, the Castaneda man, and the preacher guy, and stuff like that. Eventually, all these things will run. So she go on and on and on and on. And thank you very much. Let me answer your question, Sean. You think that when I'm in a movie or a TV show, you don't think I'm acting. You just think I make faces in real life, and I do the same thing when I'm acting.
Yeah, I think it's a way for you to attract attention to yourself. Like, even when you're doing TV talk shows, you have, like, little facial tics and things that you do.
What a prick you are. Why? That makes me incredibly selfish, and that's terrible to say that.
No, it's not.
It is.
I think that's what everybody who wants to be on television wants. They want the attention on them all the time.
I'm on television. I don't want to.
I think that's normal.
I'm sorry, Rodney. That was an insult, was it not?
Well, it was an insult if he was your acting peer or your acting instructor, or
he's certainly not my peer,
your dialogue instructor, or your director.
Right.
If he's not one of those, then no, it's not an insult.
Well, I was insulted by that.
Well, that's because you were taking it like he was saying something like, Jay, you do too much indicating. Now, if he said that, that'd be insulting.
Let's go back to Sean
Kelly. I don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
What is that?
That's my point. Sean doesn't know what indicating means. He wouldn't say that. Now, Sean is saying, hey, Jay, here's what I see you doing. And I think Sean is a fan of yours, so it's not a put down.
I don't think he's a fan at all.
But you're so insecure that you take everything as a
no.
Yeah.
This is what he said, and let me repeat it. Garrett, back it up. I think this is what you do to make sure everybody notices you.
Well, you clearly do things to get attention. When you walk into a room, you absolutely do tons of things to say, look at me, look at me, look at me.
I do not. I have some
tics. Are you
tics.
high? Have you been living with yourself or with someone else all this time?
I have tics. I have these little tics.
No, you don't. You will say a word and then you'll do like a loopy thing with your face and make a circle and, like it's like a rim shot, but with your face. You do the bowling pins with your facial. Yeah. And sometimes you bolt your eyes wide open after you say something.
I can't believe what they're saying, Jay.
I can't either.
Me either.
First of all, let me say now, in all honesty, and as humble as I can possibly be, when I am working...
I was thrilled when you turned down Bachelor Man.
I have if you don't put me in Bachelor Man 2, I will never speak to you again. Okay? if you don't put me in Bachelor Man 2, our friendship is done. All right? Because if I ever get in that movie, you're going to see some.
Did you make a little facial tick after you made that?
I did. I shook my head left to right.
Yeah,
I shook my head.
So.
I almost knocked my glasses off.
Did people suddenly pay attention to you?
No, they did not. That is natural. That has nothing to do with wanting to be noticed or anything else. And I'm really hurt, but it's a comedy show, so I have to pretend everything's okay. But I am not. I'm not unhappy. I'm hurt.
Nobody said you were a bad actor.
No, but you said I'm a pretender or like a look at me or whatever.
Well,
and I'm
you
not
are a guy that wants attention, sure. I don't think it's pretend. I think it's very real. It's not pretend. I didn't call you a pretender. Sean didn't call you a pretender.
Oh, it was an insult.
Pretentious, perhaps. Not
Hold it
pretender.
1 second. I felt pain when he said that.
You did?
So, yes, I did.
Look around you. Is there... You step on something?
You don't know anything about me.
Sirius NASCAR Radio puts you inside the race every week with 5 dedicated driver channels.
Here's how it sounds.
Not letting up much, man. I can't let off. I do what I thought we have to do to win the race. Ain't nobody gonna go nowhere in this group. It ain't over yet. You got her, baby! Woo! Ha-ha! What? Didn't turn out the way I expected. 48's got one coming. That's for damn sure.
Go to Sirius.com/NASCAR for details on driver-to-crew audio coverage. Live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sirius NASCAR Radio. Part of the best of Sirius on XM.
Every straight guy needs a gay friend. Michael Billy's not going to change you, just make you better.
It's time to man up and treat your bartenders appropriately. I was down the shore this weekend and saw some horrific behavior. Let's just start with how you call over a bartender. The two worst things you could possibly do is shout or snap at someone to get their attention. It's really rude and starts a shouting match between you and the other customer. It's also important to remember not to wave your money at them like you're begging for cash. Come on, people, have some class. When trying to capture a bartender's attention, eye contact is the best and most respectful way. If need be, you can make a slight gesture with your hand as if you were hailing a cab. When you do get the bartender's attention, know what you want before he gets there. It's obnoxious to have someone wait on you while you decide if you want a Guinness or a Jack and Coke. This rule especially applies when you're ordering drinks for a few people in the group. And if you're out with a bunch of friends, make sure you know how you're going to pay beforehand so there isn't a miscommunication. The worst thing to do on a busy night is to have all your friends open tabs. And last but not least, always be mindful of the time you're taking up with the bartender. It's always cool to have someone to talk to, but remember, you're not at Cheers. For more advice on how to man up your life, visit michaelbilly.com.
Admit it. That was useful. Get more Michael Billy weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East on Me and Vinny. Stars 2, Sirius 108, and XM 139.
In this stressful economy, smokers are smoking more and being taxed more. It's not fair. Close to 500,000 Americans die every year from smoking. You know the facts. Introducing Smoke Assassin, the electronic smoking device that's just like the real thing. And look, smoke rings of water vapor. We'll give you the Smoke Assassin, a $120 value free. We can't say you'll quit smoking, but thousands quit every day. We can't say it's a healthy smoke, but you do the math. No tobacco, no tar, no chemicals, no poisons, no smoke, no ash, no smelly clothes, and no guilt. You blow out rings of water vapor. Smoke Assassin looks real, it tastes real, and it really satisfies. Call now and get the Smoke Assassin free. Again, it's a $120 value, yours free. Do it for your family, do it for your kids, do it for your health, do it for you, and do it for free.
Yes, do it for free. 800-604-3236. For you or a loved one. 800-604-3236. First 200 callers get one for free. 800-604-3236. That's 800-604-3236.
Thousands of Americans just like you are being hounded by the IRS for back tax debt. End the worry and the harassment by calling the Tax Debt Relief Center. That one call will put you in contact with a tax debt specialist, and your call and consultation are free. What can the Tax Debt Relief Center do for you? A team of tax experts can help you settle past tax debts. They can help with penalties and interest. They can help release IRS liens, end wage garnishments, and stop additional levies and seizures. Stop living with the fear, the uncertainty, and the high monthly payments. The IRS has a team of experts. Don't fight them alone. Get your own team of experts now. If you have $15,000 or more in tax debt, Debt, call us now. Call 800-719-8132 for your free consultation. That's 800-719-8132. Call now. 800-719-8132.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The curious. The extreme. The fascinating. Jay Thomas, the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Jay Thomas Show at 888-4-102-102. Gus from California. Now, Gus, you call all the time. Are you driving around? I never hear a truck when you call. Are you sitting at home? Where are you that you have all this time? Gus.
Well, actually, Jay, I'm a teacher, so during the summer I have some time off. So it's.
What do you teach?
I teach special education, Jay.
Oh, that's right. We've talked about this, and of course, I think teachers are unbelievable. You see that Frank McCourt passed away, the guy that wrote Angela's Ashes?
Yeah. He was
a teacher, 30-something years, was a teacher, didn't have a high school education when he came back. He born in Brooklyn, lived in Ireland, came back, and then went to, I want to say, Columbia University or NYU or one of the big schools, and talked them into allowing him in the school without a high school diploma, and became a teacher for 30 years, and then didn't have his first book published till he was 60-something years old, and then just passed away. So I saw that, and he was saying they never interview teachers on television. They're always entertainers or politicians or whatever, and there you are, and you take care of kids that have special needs?
Mostly learning disabilities, mild autism, emotional disturbances, but I'm on the mild side, and in California there's two levels. Which is,
when I was in school, and it happened to me a few times, a teacher just wouldn't like me.
Oh, it happened to me too.
Exactly. Rodney, did you ever have a teacher that just didn't like you, didn't get who you were, and just didn't like you? Ever?
I honestly, I'm not trying to brag, but I really got along well with my teachers. I didn't have a problem with anybody.
Let me ask a question. Garrett, what did you expect his answer would be? What did you think his answer would be? Garrett? Garrett, tell me the truth.
I was roundly loved by all.
Hold on one second. Garrett, what did you think his answer was going to be?
Yeah, Rodney's loved by everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sean, what did you think Rodney's answer was going to be when I asked the question?
Exactly what he gave.
Now, Rodney, I just wanted you to hear that, okay?
That's okay. I don't give a damn what they think.
Thank you. So, Gus, you've got kids, though, that have special needs. What happens when you have a special needs kid and you just don't like him? Like he's a pain in the ass, or even though he's got this need, you don't like... I have some relatives that are really odd and like screwed up and all, but they're also unlikable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what do you do about that?
Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, I early in my career, I made it my motto that, I can't really do anything about what's dropped off at the door. I have to deal with it when it's inside the classroom. Mm-hmm. And when I say it, I mean any potential problem
we heard
or
you.
disability.
We heard it.
But, no, believe me, there's been... I could tell you a couple of kids, but I'm going to write the book, so...
Okay.
But yes, there's been very frustrating moments, but I do not ever dislike a kid because they have an issue that their parents probably brought about on them. And
so they're screwed up, and then they come with some trouble from the house, right?
Yeah, or the trouble in the house began early, and maybe that has something to do with why they have extra problems. Essentially, with learning disabilities or autism, if you get the kid in school early and you keep them in school with a teacher that knows what they're doing, those symptoms and issues pretty much disappear by the time they're, in kindergarten, first grade. The problem is, fucked up parents don't do anything about it, and the kid sits around watching TV, and it doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. So, sometimes it's an economic issue, but, I live in a great neighborhood and teach in a great neighborhood, and parents do the same thing there.
But is it ignorance, though, or is it people that are bad people? Is it ignorance insofar as they don't know what to do?
It's ignorance and they don't take advice when told what to do.
Because a lot of parents are told a lot of things about how to raise kids, and it's hard to know what is correct and what isn't, because a lot of times that information is at odds with one another.
This is true, but I mean, I'm talking about the simplest things, Rodney. We sit down once a year and plan out what the child should be accomplishing, and you sit down. You say, these goals are going to be met only if you guys continue to do something over the summer, or you have to get some intervention over the summer in some way.
So a lot of them are lazy and not spending enough time with them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So,
now, the other thing is, do they come to you filled with drugs? Just taking everything?
No, I'm elementary and middle school. So
no, he means pharmaceuticals.
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 Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they're just loaded with them.
Every student I had last year, except for 2, were on. So, what am I going to say here? 15 out of 17 were on some kind of meds, some up to 4 different medications in the same kid. So the school nurse always loved my class.
All right. Wow. Yeah. You ever take that Ritalin? I've taken it. I climbed up a mountain.
No, you know what? I'm bummed out because somebody told me that Adderall is supposed to be great, and I had a bunch left over from a kid that we went on a field trip, and for some reason I ended up with a jar of Adderall, and I threw it out.
Stupid.
And then somebody told me it was fun to take. I was like, damn.
Years ago, you know Adderall? Do you take it?
I've taken it twice, and both times I took it, I didn't sleep that day. Because apparently the people that take it also have a drug that they take at night to put them to sleep. But I sat down and played solitaire for like 5 hours. It was the most fun thing I ever did. Whatever you do, it's the most exciting thing you've ever done in your life.
Oh, my God.
It's got to be perfect for studying, for tests and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I could only imagine what this particular student that left it with me on the camping trip. Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a bummer for a while, huh?
He was nuts. Yeah, he had a problem, but
yeah, it's called coming down.
But needless to say, when Garrett says how fun it was, now I know why everything in his life was fun. The smallest little detail was the funnest thing in his life. So maybe
ecstasy and heroin do that too. Did you know?
Well, I'm also thinking maybe he didn't even need it. If Garrett enjoyed it that much, maybe.
And the one I took was time release, so it was like it kept going as strong as possible for like 8 hours.
Where did you get it, Garrett?
My friend in college was on it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, we were all going to Colorado, and I'm not, I wasn't interested in climbing up the friggin' mountain or whatever the hell, the mountain was, right? So we're at the base of the mountain, and there's a safe way to get up to the top, but it's like a long way up. I don't know what it was, a couple of 1,000 feet. And I'm kind of bitching about it, and this woman we're with said, my daughter just started taking this Ritalin, and the doctor recommended that maybe I should take one to see what it would do, because it speeds me up, but if you need it, it doesn't speed you up. It just completes the thought or whatever. So my wife and her girlfriend and I take it. I went up that mountain in about 15 minutes. I went straight up and I was energized. And when I got to the top, there was this freezing cold, like a pond or like a mountain, whatever. I was swimming. I was having a great time, And then I kept saying stuff like this. Come on, let's run down. Come on. Oh, yeah, it was unbelievable how fabulous it was. That's speed, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's all that is.
And I can't wait till next September because I might have to delve into what the children are eating nowadays.
Right, exactly. Now, Gus, thank you very much, and God love you, and all. If there is a God, God love you. What you do is unbelievable. And write the book because everybody loves the teacher books and all. What did you call about, Gus? Because they're at home. It's vacation time. You're popping some of the kids' medicines. What is it you called about?
What I called about was I got to see the movie with Lindsay Lohan. I put it on DVD or DVR, and it was interesting. Although again, not a lot of you. I'm curious. What did Sally think about it? Or did you let Sally watch it? And what did she think about it?
My wife watched 15 minutes of it, and she said, this is not for me, or whatever, and enough to see me in a scene to say, what I needed to hear, which is what, Rodney? What did I need my wife to say to me just from seeing a scene or two, Rodney? Knowing me.
This movie's so bad, I'm not surprised you're in it.
There you go. That's what my wife said.
Oh, I was thinking just a little bit off of that. I was thinking this movie's so bad, I'm surprised you're not in it more often.
More often, thank you. And the other thing she says to me is, no, you didn't look that fat. Okay?
Oh, that's
so
sweet.
those are the two things that...
She's a wonderful woman, Jay.
Yes, she is. And so she did that, and she watched about 15 minutes of it. But, you know, we have lots of friends who are in movies of the week and everything else, and when they come on the air, the whole family gets around them. And a couple of nights, we've taken time out of our busy schedules to sit and watch these movies, and you can't say that the dad or the mom or the movie is no good. They watch it like they're watching some great film, and that's never been true at my house, ever. If it's good, they watch it. If it's not good... You know, we don't. You know, there's no holding back. You know, I mean, they're kind to me, but the kids had no interest in it. You know what's funny, Rodney? The kids are not Lindsay Lohan fans, so I don't know
not anymore.
What's her fan base?
She doesn't have one anymore.
It's gone.
Yeah, that was maybe the single greatest entertainment business fuck up I've ever seen.
Well, she helped it.
I'll agree.
Yeah, she helped it. You know.
By the way, I was checking it out to see if it would be appropriate to show to my elementary or middle school students next semester, but I'm thinking
no.
I'm thinking it might be a bad call.
Unless they have a lot of that Adderall, that'll be great. Apparently,
yeah, that's right. If you load them up in Adderall, they'll think it's a fantastic performance. Show them the one called "Killing Mr. Griffin," where my students kill me. Now that's a good one.
That's a great movie, Jay.
Yeah, that's
is.
a good one. That's a good one. Show them Mr. Holland's Opus. You know.
There's your kid movie right there.
Yeah, that is.
Or the Easter Bunny, any number of Easter Bunny, or Santa Claus.
Now, I like the Santa Claus movies.
I do, too. I like the first one especially.
They really work their asses off. You know, those are $100 million
Those are not bad films. They're good family films.
Yeah, pretty solid. And remember, because I'm the special ed teacher, my class is so far away from the offices and the principal. It's Woodland Hills, so it'll be 108 in September. So nobody's ever going to walk out to my classroom. So we do good teaching, and we have a little J. Thomas entertainment on the side.
If you don't play the show in the classroom, do you?
No.
Oh.
No.
You sounded just like me.
You steal drugs from kids and take it. No.
Then we accuse. No.
Not yet.
All right. Well, Gus, I always wondered why you were able to call so much. Why don't you have a job at FedEx or UPS, or I see teachers, they have camps or they teach some. You don't do anything in the summer?
Excuse me. What was that?
Yeah.
First it went, no, and then he went, no.
Hey, Garrett, edit out those two. Edit out, no, and In fact, you already did it. Yeah. Gus, you'll live forever on the Jay Thomas Show. Thank you, Gus. Thank you, Gus.
Jay. Great show,
Gus.
There you go. Joe, California, Jay Thomas Show. Rodney Lee Connover is here, 888-4-102-102. Larry Pittman from Repossessed. Hard Times. He's the guy that repossesses stuff on TV. Why people don't kill him, including people like Rodney and I, we don't know, but we'll ask him. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I'm nervous because these are my two big comic heroes.
Don't be nervous.
Rodney and Jay.
Don't be nervous, my friend.
We're big what? We're big what?
Heroes, Jay. Heroes.
Heroes. I listen to your show every day. I love you guys.
Can I be honest with you? I think that...
Yeah.
Don't piss on his compliment.
I'm not pissing on him.
Yes, you are. Okay, let's go around the horn.
You know something?
Play me that music, Garrett.
Hold it. Could you get your mother to call
to
tell you to...
Music.
Hey, could you get your mother to call...
And I want it now, Garrett.
Could you get your mother to call to tell you to be quiet?
Now, do you think that Jay is going to piss all over this guy's very nice compliment? I'm going to go to Sean first. Sean?
Affirmative.
And Garrett, do you think that Jay will piss all over a really nice compliment given by one of our loyal listeners?
Of course.
I believe he will, too. Jay, what do you think?
Well, guess what? There is no soundproof booth. I heard exactly what you were saying.
Well, it's okay. You get to vote.
All right.
Do you think you will or not?
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, let's come back. Jay,
what I was going to say is, and I mean this, Joe, don't be nervous. Rodney and I are just regular guys, okay?
Yeah.
And I was trying to relax you. We're just regular people, and we don't think that much of ourselves, and so you shouldn't either. Now, Rodney, that's what I was going to say. I was trying
you
to
kind of, maybe you didn't piss on it, but you certainly got your dick out.
I farted on him. Did I fart on him a little bit? I didn't piss on him, but I farted on you. Okay. All right.
There was a silent
You know what I did?
Maybe.
I tell you what I did. I wiped on you. I just wiped.
It was just a wipe.
I used your shirt and wiped myself. But Joe, go ahead. What is it that you called for?
Well, first of all, I think you should apologize to Rodney.
All right, that's the end of this call. Apologize to who?
Because listen, the guy does all the heavy lifting. To Rodney.
Oh yeah, let this guy talk for as long as he wants. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. So here's the deal, Jay. First of all, you turned down his offer for the first Bachelor Man and tell him, that you can't be in it. Now you're complaining that you need to be in the second one, or you're going to defriend him or some.
Right, that's right. Defriend him.
Right, and the guy writes all your good material. We all know that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the show is obviously best when Rodney's there.
Mm-hmm.
So how could you shit on the guy like this? I mean, it's not fair to Rodney.
Well, he's no longer offering me Bachelor Man 2. And I just wanted to make sure that when he did offer it to me, I really, thought my career was going to be going another direction, and I made a mistake, a terrible mistake.
Oh, okay. So you actually did publicly say
I've publicly
apologized. Kind of a backhanded apology, yes.
Well,
an apology nonetheless.
And I'm making a face while I'm saying it, by the way.
Right afterwards, his eyes bug.
My eyes are bulging. My eyebrows are moving up and down. I look like a Muppet character.
And now he's turning his cat butt to me.
I'm turning my cat ass to you. I'm doing it all of it. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, you know what? I mean, there was a time when, to be honest, I didn't even think that it was, I didn't know what I thought. I hadn't done any independent films. He was making this independent movie. I didn't know what I thought of it. But now that I've been in this independent world, I see.
It's fun, isn't it?
It can happen. Yeah, it is fun.
I mean, it doesn't pay well, but it is interesting.
It's more fun than the big movies, although I love the big movies. Like when I did Santa Claus, that was fun too, and that was fun. But
well, you got to rub on Anne Margaret. Jesus.
Yeah.
Of course it was fun.
If you get Santa Claus 3, you gotta just buy it or rent it just to see the outtakes of me hitting on Anne Margaret after she told people that she would screw the Easter Bunny, and I start hitting on her. And you've got to see how, who's the great actor that I admired so much who hates my guts? Alan Arkin. Alan Arkin hates my guts.
Does he really?
Oh my God!
Oh, that's too bad. I love him.
You know what? I know.
Well, first of all, I own the movie.
You got to see the outtakes in the back.
I bought it.
Do you got the extra features and everything?
Yeah, but actually, I paid more for Bachelor Man. Because
it's worth more.
Yeah, it was worth more.
We have less of them, so the price goes up.
That's exactly right. It's what are you, cap and trade?
Yeah,
it's cap and trade. Yeah, that's it. It's a collectible. That's right. So, Joe, listen, Rodney and I, we're fine. Don't worry about it. If he makes Bachelor Man 2, I'm sure he'll find a partner for me.
Jay is in Bachelor Man 2. We jest about him not being in it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Not very long, but he'll be in it.
Would you tell them, and I mean this, would you please tell Joe of California and everybody that listens that when I do something, do I not include you in almost everything I attempt? Would you please tell people that, including your mother, right now?
Yeah, absolutely, and I tell people that all the time.
But, I mean, you don't say it on the air. You act like I crap on you all the time.
Well, but you do crap on me a lot, and I don't get that, because when you're not crapping on me, you're including me in everything.
Well, you need to be cut down a few notches.
Really?
Yeah, you just said no one's ever made fun of you in school. Every woman in the world
I didn't
likes
say no
you.
one made fun of me in school. No one made fun of me in school and lived to tell the tale.
Right, okay. All right. You know what? You have an ego twice as big as mine. Okay? And I have a huge ego.
I have a cock twice as big as yours, so what's your point?
I mean, your ego is so big it looks like one of the spacewalks outside of the whatever it is.
My ego is repairing the shuttle right now.
That's exactly right. Your ego is up there. They're you know what? They're orbiting your ego right now.
My ego is so big. Families make plans to meet under it at Disneyland.
Disney World. All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
All right.
Bill,
Thanks,
Arizona, the Jay Thomas Show. Bill, you live anywhere near Prescott, Arizona?
No. I'm in the Phoenix area.
Phoenix. My son's going to leave for school in 4 weeks for Yavapai College in Prescott. Do you know that little school there?
Yeah, it's a nice little school. Yeah, it's a good place for him to go.
Well, what's the temp today out there, buddy?
What's that?
What's the temp temperature?
Oh, it's about 108 today.
Ooh, ouch,
Not in Prescott, though. It's only about 100 there.
I bet it's even cooler than that in Prescott. I bet it's in the high 90s.
Prescott, yeah, I guess. I don't know. You know what? And now, before you ask your question, I mean, and I've been to Las Vegas, and I've actually, worked in the high desert and everything else. It is so damn hot. How do you stand that for 4 or 5 months a year? I don't get it. I really don't.
Well, I heard you comment about this before, and here's the truth, Jay. Not all of us can afford to live in Santa Barbara. That's the problem.
There's other places, you prick. I worked my ass off to afford to live here, and screw all of you collectively.
Hey, Jay, here's something that'll make you feel better.
What is it?
I have a note here regarding the movie on Sunday. It was Sunday night, right?
Yes, it was.
It says the dog had better scenes in the movie than Jay. Was there a dog involved in this movie?
There you go. No, there was not a dog.
There was not a dog?
I don't know if there was a dog. It wasn't in my scene.
Did you read the script?
No.
So you just got a highlighter marker and just highlighted your dialogue?
Jay, there was a dog in the boardroom, and you were looking at it as it died or almost died in the boardroom.
Oh, that's right. The dog.
When you were looking at the dog, were you making a face?
Go ahead, Bill. What were you going to say?
All right. Hey, I called up to give you a compliment, Jay.
You know what? I'm out of Bachelor Man 2 as far as I'm concerned right now. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh,
don't beg me. Hey, don't beg me.
Come on, be in Bachelor Man 2.
Don't beg me.
We'll give you plenty of lines.
Maybe so.
Joe, I just got...
Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill.
Jay, I just got to tell you how funny this is. I've been sitting here cracking up. I can't believe how funny your show is. You've got to have Rodney on more days a week. It's just that good.
Oh, Rodney's fans listen on Tuesday and Thursday, and it just helps to cause him to give us more trouble. So I want to thank you. All right? All it does is cause trouble. Okay? That's all it does.
Who's
doesn't
cause
help.
trouble for, Jay?
You know why he's not on every day? Because, of course, he would overshadow me and everyone else, and before you know it, I wouldn't have a show. Okay?
Oh, I don't believe that, Jay. You're
his greatness. No, please. I'm Rodney's voice in his own head right now. His greatness would overshadow me. Hit the button, please. Let's go around the horn.
His shadow would overshadow you.
Hold on 1 second. Garrett, am I correct that if Rodney would hit the thing around the horn? Am I correct that if Rodney was on every day, he feels as though he would overshadow me and it would ruin my career?
No, I don't believe so.
You little prick. You little lion prick. Sean Kelly, I wouldn't give you 2 cents for your job if you don't answer something that I want to hear. Do you think that Rodney Lee Conover thinks he would overshadow me if he was on here every day?
Well, that's a tough one, Jay. I think he would give you a really good run for your money. He'd make you sit up and take notice.
Shut up! All right.
Don't I get to vote?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that I would make you better. You'd even climb higher.
That's what I said.
You mean it'd be like I'm on Ritalin every day? Ready to go up to the top of the mountain?
Yeah, and jump in the ice water.
No, you know why I wouldn't have you on every day? I don't like when people disagree with me.
I used to be on every day.
Yeah, you did. But then you went to Fox.
That's true. That was my punishment.
Yeah, when I found out you were of that persuasion.
And who hired you at Fox when I got to Fox?
You did, but just like me. I helped you, too.
I'm just saying, you had no problem going over there yourself.
All right. Hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill of Arizona.
All right, see ya.
What an amazing email this is. For those of you that have ever seen the David Letterman thing where I throw the football on top, hit the meatball on top of the Christmas tree, right?
Not to talk about, are you?
What's that?
You're not going to.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, God, no.
I was almost going to pull your ISDN line.
No, yeah, you'd turn me off if I do that.
Okay, go ahead.
A part of that is I tell the Lone Ranger story, and it's got millions of hits online, and people still view it as if they've never seen it before, and it's such a silly thing that I would tell friends of mine and stuff, and of course if I tried to make it a big deal or tried to write a story like that, out of whole cloth, it would have never worked. But so it's been great for me, the Lone Ranger story for 10 or 11 years on Letterman, and it happened in Charlotte, North Carolina, about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and it was at this Chrysler dealership, and I don't remember which one it was. I don't really, it was like a place I used to open. I got this email at jthomas.com. Jay, I had to find you and touch base because every time you tell the Lone Ranger story, my daddy is the one that hired you for that appearance. His name was Pickle Moore. And I have pictures of my dad.
Excuse me, Pickle Moore?
His name is Pickle Moore. Right. He's passed away now, but I have pictures of my dad, Pickle, and Clayton Moore at the promotion that you talked about. I don't know if you remember my dad, but when you see the pictures, maybe every time you tell the story on television, I scream. I get excited knowing that my daddy was the one that hired you, Renee Moore Mauney. Sean, we got to book this lady on the show, okay?
Okay.
And get the pictures. And I sent this off to the people at Letterman, and I bet you during the Christmas holidays, when and if I go back there, I bet you during the Christmas holidays that he'll run those pictures. Pickle Moore. There are a lot of people. Now, I had a banker in Camden, Alabama, and his name was Weenie Dick, and he was the vice president of the bank. And when I would call the bank, it's for those of you that live in the Camden area, if any of you know McGraw Motors, it's a good buddy of mine, and my brother's down there. We fish and hunt in that area. There's a bank called the Camden National Bank, and he's passed away now, but his name was Weenie Dick, and he was the vice president of the bank. And when we would call down there, I would call up, and I borrowed some money from him, and I said, may I speak to, and I forget what his last name was, his real last name, and the secretary says, you mean Mr. Weenie Dick? And I said, yeah, and that's what they called him. And that's the crazy thing about the South. Like Pickle Moore. He was the wealthy guy, ran the car dealership, and the whole thing. I don't know if you see those in the North and in the...
I had a teacher in high school, and I'm not lying, whose name was Richard Head.
But that's a real name.
It's a real name.
Pickle Moore... Pickle wasn't his.
Oh, you think
name.
they that was their nickname?
There are nicknames, and then Weenie Dick.
Well, of course, Richard Head's nickname was Dickhead.
Dickhead. Well, what about Madison's roommate, Jill Coxhead? That's her real name.
That's the nickname I gave her.
No, that's her real name in real life.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
No, it is.
No.
Jay, I hear she lives up to it.
Absolutely.
You know what, guys? Let's get off of this subject now.
You brought it up.
I was bringing up her name.
We were running with it.
I was bringing up her name, not anything.
It's not her real name.
I was with some guys in New Orleans, and they bet me $1,000 that I didn't know anybody named Jill Coxhead. She sent me a picture of herself with her driver's license and, I think, a tax notice. Her given name, her last name is Coxhead. Now, she may come in here when Madison's on vacation. I'm telling you, that's her real name, Jill Coxhead. You guys,
I'll bring the gas mask.
Oh, because you don't like her perfume.
Oh man, she leaves a vapor trail, Jay. It's bad.
A Coxhead vapor trail. All right. Listen, I don't like perfume either, but I don't remember.
But you put up with it once in a while.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind?
I'm just saying, once in a while you'll have a guest in studio with a lot of perfume and you'll put up with it.
Good God Almighty. Have you lost your friggin' mind?
No, everybody puts up with something once in a while.
Yes, they do.
You ever put up with real bad breath from a woman because she's so fine?
No.
Oh,
Man.
bullshit.
No, that's a rough one. It backs you up. It backs your head up when they have the bad breath. I worry about my breath all the time, but I do something even weirder. Since I eat so many Altoids, people now go, he always stinks of an Altoid, But I'm so nervous about bad breath. Do I have a stinky breath?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I'm always putting something in there. I'm scared to death of a stinky breath because I hate them. No, I've met some really gorgeous women in my day, and the stinky breath, I can't go in.
How about coffee breath? You like that?
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, God, I love coffee breath.
Maybe I could do coffee breath.
Yeah, take a big swig of coffee and roll over on me. Absolutely.
My wife, if she eats garlic, makes me eat garlic.
Yeah, you got to, because so both of your olfactory nerves will get used to it, and you can
smell like
deal
garlic.
With it. Yeah.
I really thought, can I be honest, I really thought that the smoking thing was the worst thing because it goes through every pore, through every orifice. And so that was the most difficult for me, to date somebody that smoked. That was the hardest.
If you don't smoke, it's horrible.
Rough.
But I think people that smoke absolutely can date and enjoy dating other people that smoke.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of smokers hook up together.
I love a drunken, smoky makeout session.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. Ken of Wisconsin, the Jay Thomas Show. Save me, Ken. Yes, Ken, how are you?
Tim, it's Tim, Jay.
Tim, I'm sorry. Tim of Wisconsin.
That's all right. Hey, just a FYI, it's okay to snort the Adderalls, too.
You can break them up and snort them. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He was saying the time release, those are the best ones, so just...
Now, where do you get them? Do you have a child that needs them?
No, I get them from friends every once in a while. You run into them.
You do them like a Quaalude or like Speed or something. You buy them and use them recreationally.
Exactly. Perfectly put. Perfectly
Adderall.
Put.
Garrett, next time I come to New York, can you get your hands on a couple?
Sadly, I'm not friends with the guy anymore.
Sadly?
Yeah.
Sadly, you're not friends with him? All right. Hey, by the way, everybody sent me the Erin Andrews web link yesterday. It's down. And then it's of her naked in a room that some guy drilled a hole through the wall and took the video. Did you see that, Tim?
No, I tried to after your show yesterday, but I couldn't get onto it, and you guys didn't really... you said part of the site, but I couldn't get the rest of it.
Yeah, they turned it off, and then we're certainly not going to be sending it out from jthomas.com. But then, did you know that she was struck in the head like 10 days ago by a baseball at a game? Did you read that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
She got struck on the chin by a fastball.
That used to happen to Liberace a lot.
And then she got
killed the record.
Felt up by that one guy too, Paul somebody, I can't remember. But there's all sorts of different stuff about it.
Yeah, so. She got hit in the chin with a fastball, and so she's had a hell of a week. But what Garrett sent me was, and of course I've erased them, and I will never look at them again. They're gone, completely deleted, completely. She looked like she was doing some sort of squat thrust exercise. While she was putting on eye makeup, right? Garrett, that was eye makeup she was putting on.
She was curling her hair with a curling iron.
It was a curling iron? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So she was doing like, butt squat thrust. She's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's Amazon.
She was gorgeous. They are looking for whoever this guy is, and this guy is going to do real time if they catch him. Real time.
Oh, yeah, they had all sorts of stuff. They're after him big time.
Yeah, he had rented the room next door, drilled a hole in the wall, and put a camera through it. Either that or he put a camera in her room somehow. Whatever it is against every law of the United States and in 20 or 30 foreign countries.
He was definitely holding the camera because it's, shaky and moves around in the hole. It wasn't like a setup or anything.
He was holding it with one hand.
Yeah.
Extra shaky.
How in the hell would he drill a hole that big that she didn't notice?
No, it has to be like a pin size, really. Cameras are so small now.
They have that camera that they use for surgeries, too, but you can poke it through something, and it has a pretty good viewer on it, and it's about as big as a knitting needle. You know that size camera?
I saw that video, and Michael Caine was in it.
He's in everything. All right. Tim, thank you very much. The Jay Thomas Show. Stay where you are. We come back. Larry Pittman. He's a repossessor from National Geographic. And Rodney and I don't know why somebody just doesn't shoot his ass, even though what he's doing is legal. I don't like anybody taking my stuff. At Sirius 108, XM 139, and the iPhone app.
Jay Thomas. New for afternoons. New to 108 and new to XM. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 and XM 139. The most fascinating entertainers ever lived. Leaves behind a fascinating case that will play out for months. Sirius XM Stars 2 morning show Me and Vinny digs into the Michael Jackson story. Legendary medical examiner Michael Bodden.
Taking drug is the most likely way to die.
Reporters and experts who know the story intimately. Diane Diamond, Andrew Goldberg, all here with the entertaining legal mind of Vinny Politan. Me and Vinny, 6 a.m. East. Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Hey, this is Jewel, and if you missed me on The Pulse, you can take The Pulse with you wherever you go on your iPhone or iPod Touch. The new Sirius XM app is here, and it's free with a premium Sirius or XM internet subscription. Pretty cool. It includes 120 of your favorite Sirius XM channels. To find out more and get started, just go to www.siriusxm.com/app. www.siriusxm.com/app.
If you are successful in life, you understand the concept of protecting yourself. Let me ask you this. Are you protecting your family and your assets with quality term life insurance? At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000, $1 million, or more. So call us right now for a free no-pressure quote. 800-901-1831. 800-901-1831. 800-901-1831.
Introducing a new and better way to book hotels in major cities. Get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room.com. Get a room for 10 to 50% less than other websites at getaroom.com. New York from $89, Las Vegas from $18 a night. Call 1-800-HOTELS-8. That's 1-800-HOTELS-8. Getaroom.com. Get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room, get a room.com, get a room, get a room.com.
Do you have a debt problem? Well, now you can finally do something about those collection calls. You can only avoid your mail and the phone for so long. That's why you need to call the Debt Solutions Network. We have agents standing by right now to assist you with your debt problems. Credit card debt, collection accounts, medical bills, and repossessions. Call now for relief.
800-814-5188. That's 800-814-5188. Not available in all states.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. It's the new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. On Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2.
There's been a lot of songs like this one by Iggy Pop, Repo Man, the movie Repo Man, you know, everybody talks about it. I've been pretty lucky. Have you ever had anything repossessed, Rodney? Thrown away? No furniture, nothing, no television? Garrett, anything ever repossessed, towed away?
I always sell it right before they get it.
No, you sell it right before they get it. Right. Sean, repossessed, anything?
No, nothing.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go to Larry Pittman. Larry, no takers here. National Geographic, repossessed, hard times. And how long have you been in the repossession business?
Hey, Jay, how you doing? I've been in the repossession business 26 years.
Now, just your voice alone, you sound like, I don't know what size you are, but you sound like a big, rough guy.
I'm 6'1".
What do you weigh?
260.
260. Now, is that a repo coming in? Did I hear is that a bell ringing?
No, that's my cell phone.
That sounds like the party line on Mayberry RFD.
Yeah. No, it was a pinball machine.
So Sarah, I'd like to talk to Barney over at the courthouse.
So you're in this office now with pinball machines and everything else, and the company calls you, the finance company, says so-and-so owes us money for 6 months, and you go out there and get it. How did National Geographic, I know the show's going to be a hit and all that, but how do they come to you and make a deal, or do you go to them? How did they?
No, they came, they found me, and they were very excited about doing a show with me.
But who told them about you? Because we're always wondering, how do people get on television?
Well, what they did was they were calling every repo company in the area.
Ah.
And I just happened to be at a friend of mine's office and answered the phone. He didn't want to talk to him, so I did. Then they said, they wanted to come down and meet me, and I said, that's fine. We went out to lunch, and the next thing I know, I got him on TV.
That's unbelievable.
To the Jay Thomas Show.
Hey, you know what? You want to hear something else? Are you a married man?
Yes, I am.
Women are going to be all over you. You think I'm kidding you? Tell them, Rodney.
Jay, we're not going to touch that one, Jay.
Well, there's going to be people that owe a lot of money, but there'll still be women. Okay. All right. Let's go to Gary of New Jersey. Who, Gary, you want to talk to or about Larry Pittman from Repossessed Hard Times on National Geographic, Gary?
I'm sorry, Jay.
I'm dumbfounded because I don't know what was. I just turned your show on, so I don't know what was going on.
He owns a repossession company, and National Geographic gave him a show, showing him repossessing people's stuff.
Oh, that's great. If they show his face, I'm sure the guy who's getting his truck repossessed is going to be happy to go look for him and take him out. Is he worried about something like that?
Yeah, Larry, that's what we were thinking. I mean, even though it's legal and the guy owes the money, the woman owes the thing, aren't you afraid someone's going to kill you?
No, I don't even think about it. It's no different. Listen, it's no different than being a police officer that writes somebody a ticket or bust a dope dealer, okay? Is a police officer worried that somebody's going to come kill him? No, because the minute that we start thinking like that, we're no good to anybody.
Well, I think it's different than a cop, don't you, Rodney? The guy's pulling your car out of the driveway and you wake up.
Yeah, I do. I do. It's like when the guy pulls up, he's ready to tow you. I jump in my car. They can't tow you if you're in the car, and if I can get away, I get away. And also,
first of all, when the car is on the back of the truck, you're not going to have a chance to get in your car. It takes me 30 seconds from the time I drop that boom to hook your car. It's in the air.
Really? Because it takes me about 15 to jump in it. So
yeah.
No, you're not going to have a chance. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you going to do? Run outside butt naked?
I'm usually asleep in the car about 3 in the morning. All I got to do is sit up, my friend.
Well, you got to stay out of those bars then, man.
So you're like the happiest repo man in the world. No wonder they wanted you on television. Right?
Listen, we have a lot of fun with it.
What about when the people come out and they're screaming and yelling and they don't take my car and all of that? I mean, do you ever feel sorry for them?
I feel sorry for them, but that's my bread and butter.
Right.
That's how I make my money. That's how I put food on my table.
So each state, according to what I'm reading here, there's no nationwide federal law regarding repossession. Each state has an individual law and sometimes a town. So what laws in you're in Jersey? Where are you?
We're in Jersey.
Yeah. What laws do you have to abide by in your town, in your area?
I don't break into anybody. Don't go in the garages. Right. Don't break into nothing. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. I check in with the local PD when I'm in their town. Okay. And that's it.
Well, so if you owe money on your car and you're in New Jersey, just keep it in the garage and they can't get it.
Yeah. Then I got to get creative with you.
What do you mean?
Well, then you might get a phone call to that you want a free trip, or you got to go to the grocery store.
So you sit outside and wait for the person to leave?
I will sit there and wait for you till the cows come home.
But are you sitting in a big, giant, truck? I mean, I would know you were there.
No. At that point, we have undercover cars we use.
So, when you watch television, did you watch, Dog the Bounty Hunter? What were your favorite reality shows before you got into it?
My favorite reality shows?
Yeah.
Deadliest Catch. Dwayne Chapman is a hell of a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You learn a lot from Dwayne from watching him.
So you had no idea you were going to be on television. So now you're using stuff that you call him Dwayne Chapman. You give him more respect. You don't even call him Dog. You call him Dwayne. What have you learned from him?
Dwayne, I've been to seminars that Dwayne has spoken at.
Get out of here.
Yes.
You paid money and went to like a Holiday Inn and listened to him speak?
No, I was actually out in Vegas at the bail bonds convention. Well, you guys are laughing, but you got to understand something. Bail bonds,
I know,
and the seminars that they give coincide with what I do.
Right, I know.
It's
just funny to hear the phrase.
The skip tracing, the investigation.
Yeah.
So I was always taught, and I teach my team this, to always remain teachable. Okay, don't listen to the messenger. Listen to the message.
You have to understand, it's just kind of a funny phrase, bail bondsman convention. That's what we weren't laughing at your profession.
Well, we have repo man conventions too.
Yeah, it would be like hooker convention. Well, they probably have conventions.
Well, they have that out in Detroit. They have the, the players ball.
Exactly. No, they have, you know what, they have they have the big dick suck con, it's called, I believe.
Hey, Garrett, can you ring a bell or something when that happens?
You guys are out of control.
We're out of control. Let's go to Larry of Pennsylvania. Larry Pittman, who is the biggest, newest television star that they have at National Geographic, Repossessed, Hard Times. Larry of Pennsylvania, what's your question for Larry Pittman, the Repo Man?
Hey, great name, Larry. Listen, when I heard you talking, this is great. What's the I'm not saying you accept it, okay? What's the craziest sexual act a woman has said to you she would do so you didn't take her vehicle?
I can't. You know what? We've all been propositioned. I can't even think of one.
I mean, like, are most of the chicks like, skanks? Are they like smoking and like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you get some beautiful women. I mean, all women are beautiful,
right.
But you get women that are desperate that'll do anything. But at that point, listen, first of all, they answer you know how the scenario is going to go. They answer the door in a thong and a wife beater. Listen, ma'am, you got to go put some clothes on. See, because what happens is, no matter how beautiful they are, it's not worth a sexual harassment lawsuit for my company to be sued and me to lose a $300,000 a year client.
Right.
Larry of Pennsylvania, you wouldn't be a good repo man, I can tell right now.
No.
Larry,
they'd have to go repo Larry.
Yeah, you had to go, yeah. We'd have to repossess you. We'd have to repossess you out of the woman, Larry.
You'd have to break into someone's vagina to get you.
Wait, Larry, did you hear that? Rodney, say it again.
We'd have to break into someone's vagina to get you out.
Stay where you are. Larry Pittman, Repo Man, National Geographic. We'll be back with Rodney Lee Connover and me, Jay Thomas.
Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show. The new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
This summer, more and more people are hitting the road to get away. But more people on the road means more of this. So, we're here to help you have less of that and a lot more of this. Sirius XM's First Traffic and Weather, with reports from the nation's top 20 congested cities.
Get better and better on the Beltway.
We'll get you to where you're going faster and safer. More? Less. Sirius XM's First Traffic and Weather. Sirius 148 to 158.
If you're a man or a woman who has 5 to 25 pounds to lose, please listen. Have you been trying to lose the same stubborn weight for years with little or no permanent results? Do you ever feel bloated, sluggish, and tired? Many of us are overweight because we eat fast food, fatty meats, and snack food. This keeps your stomach fat and the body saggy. There's a new way to lose weight that's faster and healthier than any diet program. It's called Banitol, scientifically developed, doctor-reviewed detox and weight loss system that helps cleanse your body and lose the 5 to 25 pounds that some professionals say is stored in our body for years. And it's so easy. Months of failed dieting may be equal to a week of Banitol. Natural and effective. Take Banitol once in the morning, and in just days, you'll see a slimmer midsection. Banitol eliminates the weight you can't lose by starvation diets or exhausting exercise, and you don't have to take it forever.
Try Banitol risk-free. 800-390-3227. 800-390-3227. That's 800-390-3227. 800-390-3227.
Energy efficiency interviews are brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
April.
Yeah?
So you know your charger that's plugged into the wall? It's still using energy, even though it's not attached to a phone.
That's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone. You know what? I'll just unplug it. I'm busy. I'll call you back.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse? Learn more at loseyourexcuse.gov.
If it's summer, if it's Jay Thomas, you know it's going to be all kinds of whacked out people in their whacked out places to visit. It's Holiday Road, and it's part of the Stars 2 Snafu Summer. The world's largest ball of twine, the Bad Art Museum, the world's largest bug. Who owns this crap? Off the side of the road, off the beaten path, Jay Thomas takes you there.
We're all going to have so much fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our smiles.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. East. Holiday Road, part of Stars 2 Snafu Summer, Sirius 108 and XM 139. Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Larry Pittman, Repossessed, Hard Times, National Geographic is here, 888-4-102-102. Stephen, Florida, what's your question for the newest reality TV star, Larry Pittman? Go ahead, Stephen.
Hey, Jay, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I want to know how you get in this business.
How do you get in this business?
Yeah,
you gotta find a repo. You gotta find a repo man that's willing to teach you.
Okay, so do you need a special license, or do you got to go to class? Or
What state are you in?
I'm in Florida.
Yeah, you guys need a license down in Florida.
You have to have a license.
Huh?
You have
some
to
sort
be
of test? Some sort of test
you gotta
to get
be
that
licensed.
license?
You got to be licensed down in Florida.
You got to first. Yeah.
What
you
is the
first
test like? What is the
Steve,
test like?
You definitely got to be licensed in Florida to do a repossession.
Okay, what's the test for the license is what we're asking.
Yeah.
That I couldn't tell you. I know that if you go and Google Florida repossessions, or you call up a repo company in Florida, they will definitely tell you what you have to do. I couldn't answer that question.
Have you ever taken a test to get a license?
Excuse me?
Did you yourself have to take one to get a license, or you're in a state that doesn't need one?
No, I'm in a state where we don't need a license.
So you have a lot of people in your business, I'm just guessing, that are real amateurs, real gunslingers.
We get a few out there.
Is that going to be part of the reality show? Yeah, it would seem to me that might be an interesting part of the reality show.
What do you mean?
Well, like you see a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, maybe tries to repossess a car, and I don't know, it seem interesting. You say it makes it difficult for you, in what respect?
Because they're out, they're doing things, they're pissing off the local law enforcement, and that's not what you want to do. That's how people get hurt. They think that all they got to do is they get a tow truck, they can jump in a tow truck, and they can go out and they can do repossessions. That's not a repo man. You need to be able to track someone. You need to know what happens when you're in a situation and the guy comes out with the gun.
Yeah.
And you're at his front door.
Yeah, what does happen?
Well, you better have a really good talk game. You better have a real good talk game.
Well, do you pack a little heat just in case?
No. We're not. No, absolutely not. We're not even allowed to carry in the state of New Jersey. Plus,
what about some spray?
No, because you're liable for that. The insurance companies don't want to hear that.
How about when you say you got to have game? You got to be a smooth talker. In other words,
you got to be. You got to be street smart.
Okay,
I did a repo one night, and it was for a tractor trailer. And the guy came out, with a 12 gauge side by side sawed off.
Jesus.
Okay, At that point, I turned into a crackhead real quick. Started scratching in the whole 9 yards. Look, man, I'm looking for some change. Okay? And that's what happened.
So you got to be a kind of an actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the craziest thing? Actually, the crack thing sounds pretty crazy. But what is the closest you've come to a guy busting you on just acting and said, "No, you're coming here for my car, aren't you?"
I went after a vehicle, I guess back in 1999, and it was supposed to be for a 65-year-old man. It was a 1999 Ford Expedition. Well, turned out to be two of the biggest drug dealers in Union County, New Jersey, and they opened fire on me.
Wow.
Jesus.
Now, I was only supposed to be going to pick up pizza from the store. Okay, my family, everybody's at the house. It's Good Friday. I'm supposed to be going to get pizza. My kid is listening to the scanner and says, "Hey, Mom, some repo guy's in a lot of trouble." My wife goes and turns up the scanner, and all she's saying is she's turning it up is, "That better not be your father." And my name came across the radio. They're sitting there listening to it. And, I mean, the first officers on the scene, they're shooting at these guys. These guys are shooting back, and they're calling for more backup, and you're hearing these shots go out over the air.
Did you get the pizza?
No, but I got the car.
All right. Larry, can you stay another few minutes? We got questions. Can you stay another few minutes, Larry?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll stay with Larry over the top of the hour, Sean. Larry Pittman, Repo Man from National Geographic, will tell you what the test is in Florida, and we'll find out what Larry's favorite towing position is. He doesn't want to talk about sex. Okay, so there we go.
Be interesting if he had...
All this week, Sirius XM Radio Classics celebrates the 40th anniversary of the lunar landing with sci-fi adventures to the moon.
This is the moon calling Earth.
Shows like Dimension X and X-1 from a time when space travel was thought to be impossible.
That signal coming from the moon.
Are you nuts? We are getting an SOS from the moon.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of the moon landing with Radio Classics, Sirius 118.
Every straight guy needs a gay friend. Michael Billy's not going to change you. Just make you better.
It's time to man up and be responsible when you're sexting. That's right. I said sexting. If you don't know what it is, it's when people take naked pics of themselves with their cell phones and send it to someone they want to bang or already are banging. It's a practice extremely popular with teenagers, young adults, and big-breasted women who aren't easy. This week's advice is how to sex properly as an adult. First, when taking a naked pic of yourself, you never ever want your face to be in the picture. Your face is going to be the dead giveaway that it's actually you. If you insist on having your face in the picture, at least wear a hat. But for the most part, don't use that head. Use the other head. And when you're taking a body shot, make sure you have no identifiable tattoos near the main attraction. Imagine years down the line seeing your little buddy in a pop-up gay porn ad. Not so nice. The idea here is for the picture to show you off, but also allow you to have plausible deniability that it was ever you in the first place. Sexting can be fun when you're an adult, but treat every picture as if it's going to end up all over the internet, because it just might. The safest thing to do is keep your good stuff to yourself, and if you want to show off your body, then just send them a picture of you on the beach. For more advice on how to man up your life, visit michaelbilly.com.
Admit it. That was useful. Get more Michael Billy weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East on Me and Vinny. Stars 2, Sirius 108, and XM 139.
Anthem Steel is your source for pre-engineered steel buildings. What kind of buildings, you ask? Let's go on a tour right now. Anthem Steel provides riding arenas, barns, aircraft hangars, auto repair and body shops, churches, prisons, entertainment complexes, warehouses, office buildings, manufacturing facilities, schools, self-storage buildings, strip malls, car dealerships, and much, much more. Don't just dream it, build it. If you have an idea, call us and let our dream team show you how we build your idea just for you. Every Anthem Steel building comes with a 50-year structural warranty. So call right now.
800-708-3097. 800-708-3097. Call today to learn how affordable your dreams can be. 800-708-3097. 800-708-3097. 800-708-3097.
I'll pay you to read this book. The truth is, this book is so essential to surviving in this insane economy, I'll give you an early 1900s silver dollar free just for ordering this book. Hi, I'm Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and silver precious metals investing firms. So why would Midas give you a free collectible silver dollar for ordering this book? Because you need to know the truth about surviving in this economy. With trillions of your tax dollars being handed out like bailout candy, you know this will impact your wallet today, tomorrow, and your retirement. This book explains it all. In fact, Congressman Ron Paul said this book is what every American needs to know, so while others are trying to survive in this economic meltdown, learn how to flourish. Order your book right now, and Midas Resources will send you an early 1900s collectible silver dollar. Free. Call 877-816-2021. 1-877-816-2021. That's 1-877-816-2021.
Jay Thomas. Show. The afternoon drive show on the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
JayThomas.com is the website to go to. Very soon I'll be talking to you live on page, and you'll see semi-nude girls. I want to do everything I can, Rodney, to bring people into this brand new, exciting website I'm on. Changing the colors and all the. We have a consultant. We got everything. Larry Pittman is here. He's from Repossessed, Hard Times and National Geographic. For Rodney Lee Connover, it's jackbag.com. In Florida, Larry, you have to have a 40-hour class and a 1-hour, 100-question test, and you need to get 75 percentile on that in Florida.
I knew there was a license, and I apologize to the listening audience that I couldn't answer that question for the gentleman, but I'm glad you guys found it out.
I wonder if you could pass that test.
Yeah, I could pass it.
You figure just...
Do you have the questions in front of you there, Jay?
No, I don't, but...
I have them.
You do? What are they?
Hey, wait a minute, guys.
What?
There's a book that comes along with that test, because I'm looking at it right now. You're not setting me up for failure today.
I
really see how you guys work.
I don't really have it. I don't really have them. I was just joking.
He was going to make some funny questions.
I was going to make some funny ones.
I know he was.
Yeah, he's the funny guy.
I know that there's things. I do know that there's things in Florida that we do up here in Jersey that you'll go to jail for down in Florida. I know.
They involve alligators, so you don't got to worry about that in Jersey.
Now, what would you do in Jersey that you would go to jail for in Florida?
If I'm correct, I don't think that you could sit outside somebody's house in Florida. I think that that's a stalking charge down there, if I'm correct.
So you'd have to just drive around for hours, never stopping?
Well, I think that those guys can knock on doors down there. I really wish a Florida repo man would call in right now.
Yeah.
So we could ask them.
All right. Let's go to Coon Dog of Alabama, the Jay Thomas Show. Larry Pittman, I think he's going to be the newest star. How many shows have you done, Larry? Have you finished?
We've done, including the pilot right now, we've done 4.
Yeah, I think you're going to be a huge star. I mean it. Coon Dog, Alabama. You had stuff repossessed?
Yeah, I think, look here. I think every damn repo man should be shot. Because that's a goddamn thief. You know, back in 95, I had an 85 Cadillac that I had in my backyard, and the goddamn repo man took his ass in my damn backyard trying to goddamn steal my car, what I call it. And he got halfway out the goddamn driveway, and I caught his ass with a goddamn brick and bust his goddamn head wide goddamn open. And he hopped out
Coon Dog.
all that.
Wait a minute, Coon Dog. Let Larry answer it. Larry, answer that, Larry.
Hey, Coon Dog, man, listen, you should have made your payment. I mean, what would you bust that man's head open for?
But look here, man, you ain't got nothing going on.
And listen, here's the deal. I ain't in Alabama. Okay, that's number one. And number two, well, you know what, I can't even, you know what, it agitates me that you didn't make your payment, and here you busted some guy's head open, possibly could have went to jail.
I don't give a fuck about him. If I ever catch a motherfucker in my
I tell you what, Coon Dog, I wish you lived in...
I'll blow his goddamn brains out.
I tell you what, goddamn it, I wish you lived in New Jersey.
Hold on. Larry, you wish what would you do? You don't carry a gun. He'd be shooting you.
No, he had a brick. He would have ate that brick.
Look here, look here, son. I'm 6'4", 325 pounds. I'll tussle with your ass all goddamn day.
I wouldn't care.
I ain't got that kind of time.
You know, I didn't understand that, but it still frightened me, Jay.
Yes, it's very frightening.
I wouldn't care if you was the size of King Kong.
All right.
If I ever catch one of you motherfuckers in my shit.
Okay, let's put one in.
Jam Recovery will come and see you, son.
Now, why don't we just go ahead and put one in the category doesn't like the guest? Let's go to the next one.
Coon Dog, we take it that you don't.
Yeah,
now, Coon Dog, you didn't make your payments. Well, he hung up. He didn't make his payments. Now, here's the discussion we had, Larry, off the air. Rodney, what was one of the questions you had?
Well, it was not so much a question as it is where does this logically lead to in the hierarchy of television show? Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter was probably the impetus, wouldn't you say, for them looking for similar shows, similar kind of genre, and they come across the repossession of the car guy. Now, what's next? Isn't it the guy that has to evict people out of their homes?
You know what? Right now, reality TV is the hottest thing out there. I couldn't answer that question. But
you know guys like that? Don't you got buddies like that?
Show people losing their homes.
Do you have buddies that evict people? I mean, do you know people like that? It's not the same business, but it's a similar business. They don't make their payments.
It's funny. I do know somebody that does that.
Hey, think about it.
Here's how I feel.
Listen. Yeah. I know somebody that works for Rent-A-Center and goes to people's houses Saturday morning when the little guys are watching cartoons and takes their TV. Now that I couldn't do.
That's a show.
Now,
The
Larry,
Jetsons is on, and the guy just unplugs it and runs out.
Here's where I got in an argument with Rodney. I think that for some reason, you don't have the same sympathy for someone losing their car as you do for someone losing their house. And so you, at least, there's a little bit of humor, there's kind of craziness going on, and I think
didn't sound too humorous to our last caller, however.
But it's humorous to me, and I think do you disagree with that, Larry, that people don't feel as sorry for you when you're losing your car rather than your house?
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, and this is what we're seeing right now in this economy, is we're getting to the house to do the repo. We're looking for our collateral, whether it's a car, a boat, a motorcycle, and the house is, the foreclosure notice is on the door. Do not trespass. They've already been foreclosed on. So they're living in their car.
Jesus.
So when you repossess a car and there's a family in there, do you get extra for that?
No.
Jesus. Do you ask them to leave politely?
Actually, you know what, guys? That just happened to me about 8 months ago. Guy got evicted from his house, and I found him at his job. Okay? And he was, everything this guy owned was in the car.
So
now,
in a sense, you were evicting him from his home, weren't you?
Pretty much. Now, I'm saying to myself, all this stuff has got to get inventory. My kid's going to kill me if I come back to the yard with this guy's whole house. So we politely just unloaded his car unloaded everything that was in the car to the next parking space. I walked inside his job.
Oh, no.
And I said, hey, listen, there's so-and-so here. I need to talk to him in the parking lot.
His sweater, his toothbrush.
But I thought you couldn't enter the car. So did you kind of break the law by entering that car?
No, because I have a legal repossession order.
No, but you just told us you couldn't break into a car. You could tow the car.
No, you can't break into someone's property.
Oh, I see. It's no longer their property. Right.
Like if the car is in the garage, no, I'm not going in your garage to get the car.
Okay.
If the car is behind a locked gate and I can see it, I'm not cutting that lock. That's breaking and entering.
How about the doors open in the garage? Can you go in the garage and just drive out? Doors open?
What do you mean?
Let's say you go up to a garage. The garage door's open. Car's in the garage.
And the car's there?
Yeah.
And I can reach and I can extend my boom out good enough to grab that car and not set foot in his garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming with me.
Car's going with you.
Yeah, it's coming with me. Especially if I had a bad day and I haven't picked up no cars all week. Yeah, that car's coming.
You're pissed. All right. Jake, New Hampshire, the Jay Thomas Show. Larry Pittman, one of the greatest guests we ever had here, Repo Man. Even though these are hard times, National Geographic wants to make money off of it, and Larry's the man to do it, Repossessed. But he's only doing his job. He's taking collateral back from a debtor. He's returning it to his client. It's not personal. It's strictly business. But when you have this ailing economy, it brings out some very sensitive deader stories that I believe you've been hearing from a tough but soft-hearted man, Larry Pittman. A family man, right, Larry?
Absolutely. Everybody that works for the company is family. My two sons both work in the business. My wife runs the office.
There you go.
My partner, Rob, his wife pitches in.
Yeah.
Nick Luisi, who's another star on the show, his wife pitches in.
It's a family show, and these are good people, and this is their job, and it has to be done. Jake in New Hampshire, what's your question?
Hey, Larry, I'm just curious, what's the oddest thing you've ever had to repossess? Do you only do vehicles, or what's the weirdest thing you've ever had to pick up?
The weirdest collateral.
Well, you guys are going to laugh, and I
Yes,
really
we
don't
are.
like telling this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Please tell us.
Yes.
I took a hearse from a funeral.
Anybody in there?
No, it was a family member's funeral, and I waited for him to get the body in the church.
Boy, listen, Larry, I hope they're putting this stuff on TV because it's brilliant, man.
I mean, and you know what? God bless the dead. It was me and my mentor's son, Mikey Manos, who passed away about 3 months ago. My little brother, and me and him took a hearse from.
I think maybe you should feel fortunate you didn't have to repo the coffin.
Well, hey, you know what? If they finance it, I'll repo it.
I see. You're a good person. Paulie of Florida. We called out for a repo guy in Florida. Paulie, are you a repo guy in the state of Florida?
No, I'm a certified process server here, and I gotta respect you, Larry. I mean, you're taking on a dangerous job, and I know what you're talking about. In Florida, it's not a stalking situation. If you let the law enforcement, like when I serve subpoenas and things like that, as long as you let your local PD know you're sitting there waiting, there's no problem.
Hey, Paulie.
Go.
Do me a favor. Send me an email at repossessed@jamrecovery.com.
Oh man, you got me driving.
That's okay. You know what? We're going to put
Larry deal with it. Yeah.
We're going to put Larry Pittman's contact at jthomas.com, Paulie. So when you get someplace tonight, go on there. We'll have it for you. Okay.
All right, guys.
Now, Paulie, don't hang up. Paulie, wait a minute. Wait, Paulie. People think process servers are pricks also. Okay, Paulie?
Oh, it's just like repossessions, man. People do not want to get served.
Right. And you have to hand it to them, and they have to take possession of it, right?
Physically, you have to hand it to them, yes.
Right. I've been served, you prick. You prick.
Yeah, right?
I've been served by 3 wives, okay, you prick.
Yeah, thanks. We're hated, just like repo men.
Yeah. I tell you what, Sean. Hey, Sean, put Paulie on hold and book him for this show, okay? I want to hear your stories, too. All right. Thank you, Paulie. Thank you. Go ahead, Larry. What were we going to say, Larry?
He was asking Paulie a question.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys putting our contact information up there.
Yeah.
To all the listeners out there, look, we got a contest going on. It ends midnight Saturday. And you go to the Jay Thomas Show's webpage, click on our contact information, and you can actually have dinner with the cast.
Okay, great.
And while you're in the restaurant, they tow your car away.
Right. Greg of Ohio, the Jay Thomas Show, Larry Pittman, only done a few shows, but I mean this. We've had a lot of people on. And National Geographic is great to us, by the way, Larry. We have everybody on. Repossessed Hard Times is one to watch for. Greg of Ohio, go ahead.
Hey, Larry. I think Greg. You repoed my car when I was living in Jersey, and it had my sheep in there in the car. And I just had its hair done. I mean, you know.
All right. I don't believe Greg for a minute.
Sometimes we get the goofy calls, Larry.
Yeah, John, Indiana, go ahead. Larry Pittman, Repo Man from Repossessed Hard Times is here. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, guys. Hey, Larry, I have one question. You ever go into someone's house and they came out and they maybe negotiated with you or, got to you to where you gave them like a little more time and you maybe like said, okay, I'll come back in 2 days and, just kept it under the rug?
Yeah.
No, but I can tell you what did just happen to me about it's on the show actually, that's airing on the 29th on the National Geographic channel. I had a guy who was repossessing his car, had the car on the hook. He came out of his office and asked me how how much am I behind? So I looked at the paperwork. I says, well, it looks like about 3 payments. He goes, no, what's the payoff? And I gave him the number. I think it was something like $22,000. He said, would you drive me to the bank? And I looked at him, so I says, I got to call the client. I picked up the phone. I called the client. Told him, look, this guy's saying he wants to pay it off. I didn't care. I got the car on the hook. The bank's right by the highway where I was going. I took him to the bank, and he paid it off right then and there. But as far as me going to somebody's house and giving somebody an extra couple of days, absolutely not. Again, like I said in the beginning of the show, that's my bread and butter. That decides if we're eating steak that week or we're eating deer meat. And I like to eat steak.
Deer meat. Dear me. All right. Zach of New York, the Jay Thomas Show, Larry Pittman from Repossessed, Hard Times on National Geographic. Go ahead, Zach.
Larry, what's up?
What's up, Zach?
What's your take per car?
I won't discuss that.
No.
Well, I mean, what if you've got like a Chevelle or something and you just don't pay it? I mean, that's got to retail around $800. I mean...
It doesn't. Well, you know what? I could tell you this: it doesn't make a difference if it's a 1970 Volkswagen or a 2009 Lamborghini. We make the same amount of money.
How about if it's a big SUV or something? Don't you get paid more for a bigger
no, we don't get
RV?
Paid for, what do you mean an SUV? Like a Cadillac,
let's say an RV,
like an Escalade?
Like Winnebago.
Yeah, a Land Cruiser.
Winnebago's is a different price because now we're out of that's considered medium duty.
How about a smart car that you can just kind of pick up with your one arm?
Oh, I'll pop those all day long. 4 or 5 of them in a clip. We could fit them on. We could fit 4 of them on a flatbed. We already measured it out. And turn them sideways.
What was your other question, Zach?
No, I don't get how that works. Like,
it's a flat rate, is what he's telling you.
It's a flat rate for cars, Zach. It's another rate for SUVs or another rate for RVs.
It's another rate for tractor trailers. I just walked into a company and took 35 phones out of it.
Damn.
Jesus.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach. Now, what about a boat? Do you drive the boat? You know how to drive a boat? I mean, you good with the boat, or you have to?
Absolutely. It depends if it's summertime and the boat's in the water. Yeah, I'm taking the ride with it. Same thing with a jet ski. Wintertime, 9 times out of 10 they run a trailer, so the boat and trailer is going.
All right. And you're good in the boat too. You can handle a boat, park it, single engine, double engine. You can handle anything.
Anything. I have driven pretty much anything from earth movers down to smart cars.
Have you ever repossessed like a Ferrari and just I'll take it out on a date that night?
No. That's the clients don't like that. Matter of fact,
well, I know they don't like it, but
I just took a Viper, and the guy came to the door. It's about 2:00 in the morning. The guy comes to the door in his shorts, and he proceeds to start cursing me out, and I said something smart back to him, and he told me he was going to get his gun, and I said, well, I guess I got to call the police. And when the local law enforcement got there, his wife came out of the garage with a 9-iron and caught the cop in the nuts.
Oh, my God.
That's point, 2 strokes for grounding your club in a hazard.
Guys,
plus distance.
At this point, I'm sitting in the middle of the street, laughing hysterically. The lieutenant's telling me, Larry, you got to compose yourself. I'm rolling on the floor because I'm going, she's going to jail, and I know I'm getting my car. And that's what wound up happening. And these people had ran from Florida, and it was a new client for me.
Wow. So they love you.
Sounds like a win-win ouch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was definitely a win-win ouch.
Tom, South Carolina. Larry Pittman's here, the newest reality star from Repossessed, Hard Times. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, Jay. Hey, listen, there's another repo show on there with a big fat lady with a pin in her lip and some fat guy that is her brother-in-law or something, and they do their repo. What do you think about their techniques?
I can't, you know what? I don't badmouth any other repossession company,
yes, that's right.
And I don't talk about anybody else. If it works for them, God bless them. I don't knock anybody or how they earn their living.
That's right.
So I can't really comment on that.
Yeah, we're not talking.
They also tried to repossess a repossessor's truck on that show, and he gave him a break and said, "Look, maybe you can, if you have it ready in a few days, we'll come back and get it, or you can work out some arrangements." So they went to repo a repo guy's truck and gave him a break.
Pussies, right, Larry? Pussies.
Yeah, pussies.
I like it.
Tell him.
All right.
That happens.
Yeah. All right, and finally, Scott of New Hampshire. What's your question, Scott?
Yeah, I got a question for you. You were talking about if a boat is on a trailer in the wintertime, you'll just grab it all in one shot. How can you prove that the trailer itself was not actually completely paid for?
I'm sorry, Scott, come back with that. If this trailer was not completely paid for?
He's saying you took the boat, it was on a trailer.
Most people, when they buy a boat, they buy the boat and finance the trailer.
Well, how do you know the guys didn't have a trailer prior to that? And what happens, say, if you did repo it and the trailer was bought outright and not owed on, wouldn't that be a form of theft?
If the trailer, I'm sorry.
If you took the boat and the trailer was paid for, like an old trailer, but a new boat, would you take the boat off the trailer first?
Yes, I told that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd have to take the boat off the trailer.
Because when I get the repossession order, I know if the trailer's ours or not.
All right. Well, let me finish this by saying that for years in the state of Texas, like if you caught a man in bed with your wife in your bed, this is true. Larry, you're laughing. In Texas, you could shoot the guy and you would get away with it. And that went up to like 1989. We recently had a guy in Texas who shot two guys allegedly breaking into a house next door, killed them both, and he got off. And a few years ago, a guy shot a repossession guy, and the Texas man was found not guilty of killing the repo man who went on his property to get a vehicle. If somebody were to shoot you and accuse you in New Jersey of being on their property or entering their garage, they would get off, right?
No, absolutely not. If you shoot somebody in New Jersey, you're going for that ride, and they got those bracelets, and they ain't the kind that we like to give our ladies. They're the silver ones. No, you're going for a ride in the back of that car.
Okay, all right.
That's why we check in with the police department before we go out there.
All right. And I'm telling you, man, the phone's ringing off the hook. I'm telling you, the show's a smash. You're going to be a wealthy man, more wealthy than you are now. I mean, are you ready for this kind of stardom?
You know what, Jay? It's been a pleasure being on your show.
Thank you.
I'm ecstatic about it. I listen to your show all the time.
Thank you.
And,
well, you're going to be big, huge.
You know the guys.
I appreciate that, guys.
You know the guys on American Chopper. They're superstars now. They got endorsements with GM and Delco, and you know they're way out of control with the money they make on the side.
Yeah. I just met Big Paul in Newark Airport about 2 months ago.
Oh, you like Big Paul?
I like Big Paul. I'm a Harley guy. I ride Harleys. I like the custom bikes.
Well, maybe they should make you a chopper.
Oh, your wife is going to be a movie star. She's going to be on the cover of Family Circle magazine. What do you feed a repo man? They're going to have all those articles. like, what does Repo Man Larry Pittman eat? You know, what does he use for energy? Right? Does Larry Pittman? This is going to be in Zin magazine. Larry Pittman meditates before he repossesses. You know, you're going to be big. Finally, Donnie of Alabama. We could go all day with this guy. Donnie of Alabama. Go ahead, Donnie. Line 3 there, AJ. Line 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, down in Alabama, you don't need a title for a 74 and under car or truck or nothing like that. So how do you repo that?
You don't need... I'm sorry, Donnie, what's the question?
You don't need a title for a 74 and under in Alabama. So how would you repo the car?
Jay, you got to repeat the question. I'm getting feedback.
Go ahead, Rodney.
He's saying in Alabama, if a car is 1974 or older, you don't need a title for it. So how would you go about repossessing that?
It's got a VIN number, and that's a very good question. I don't know Alabama law.
We've stumped Larry.
You got him.
We've stumped Larry. It took an hour, but we stumped him.
Finally got you.
Thank you, Mr. Alabama.
Well, Larry Pittman, thank you, and call us anytime you want to promote something of the show. And also, that guy, somebody wanted your email address, and we'll put that up at jthomas.com. Thanks for listening. I love when we have people on the show, and what a wild ride you're about to go on. And we'll let it run for a while, and then we'll have you come back as soon as we can, okay?
Absolutely. You guys have my email, right?
Yeah, and I come to New York every, 90 days or so, I'd love for you to come up to the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be sit in the ha-ha seat with us and comment on everything, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, whenever you're up here, just get a hold of Lizette, and absolutely, man.
I'd like to ride around with you. You know,
we could do that too. It would be an honor and a pleasure to be on your show.
All right. And when you're repossessing the car, they go, "Hey, look, there's the guy from Cheers," and I would be like,
you distract him.
I'd be distracting, and then you would steal the car. You know, take the car. Okay, Larry. Good luck. Repossessed. Hard Times on National Geographic, and check those local listings. What a lot of fun! And it's the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Connover, Sirius 108 XM 139, and of course, it's the iPhone app.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The Curious. The Extreme. The Fascinating. Jay Thomas is on the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. The economy blows.
Economic problems are getting worse.
And the last thing you need is another summer of reality TV and West Nile virus terror.
It's a very valid reason for summer vacation. The human brain needs rest.
So, we'll do some interesting stuff over the summer. Snafu Summer is here. Jay's going to talk to some wild people about their tourist traps during his holiday road feature. Vinny's going to lawyer up on you. And Maxim Radio with Cavino and Rich are going to attend some cool summer festivals. Snafu Summer is here on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of the big guys getting bailed out? With all the billions being spent on Wall Street bailouts, what is being done to help you, the small business owner? Hi, this is Greg Zapper, president of Nevada State Corporate Network and Zapper Credit Solutions. Could you use $20,000 to $500,000 for your business? My wife and business partner Susan can tell you how.
That's right, Greg. The president has ordered the nation's financial institutions to loan to those who qualify. We have qualified our clients for millions of dollars. With our business credit program, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business credit now, regardless of your personal credit.
That's right, Susan. We can get you the credit cards, loans, and lines of credit you need fast. Call 877-330-4844 and ask for the Zapper Credit Special.
Call 877-330-4844 to get instant business credit now. That's 877-330-4844. 877-330-4844. 877-330-4844.
Men and women, if you've got 10 to 30 pounds or more to lose, please listen carefully. Guys, many of us tend to overeat. We eat too much red meat, fast foods, and processed foods. This keeps the belly flabby and keeps our bodies overweight. Ladies, have you ever said, I feel fat today? Or do you have this bloated feeling? And how many of you have been trying to lose the same 10 to 20 pounds for years? There's a healthy and faster way to lose weight than any diet pill. It's called EverCleanse, a clinically proven weight loss and detox formula that helps you lose weight and get rid of the 5 to 25 pounds of waste that some experts say is trapped to the colon walls like spackle or paste. 2 weeks of EverCleanse may be equal to months of dieting. It's simple too. Natural, tasteless crystals that dissolve in any food or beverage. EverCleanse will flatten out your midsection, reduce love handles, and bellies and bloating have been disappearing in just days. You see, EverCleanse gets rid of the weight you can't take off by exercising or starving yourself on a diet. And it's not something you have to take for the rest of your life. Call now to receive a very special offer.
Call 800-591-0928. Ask about a free supply. 800-591-0928. That's 800-591-0928.
Jay Thomas. New for afternoons. Jay Thomas. New to 108 and new to XM. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
No sleep till!
Beastie Boys have canceled their tour, but I believe the Beastie Boy, or the Beastie middle-aged man that I like to call him, he's got cancer of the saliva gland, or a tumor there, and it should be curable. That's what I'm hearing.
They say. Yeah.
Thank God. Now, Garrett, you and I both have too much saliva in our mouths. That probably not going to happen to us.
Definitely not.
Because we got a lot of saliva going, moving, you know.
Strong glands.
Strong glands, a lot of water going through there, you know. The tumor doesn't have a chance to really latch on, you know, to our...
tumor goes through there like that ride at Disneyland, Splash Mountain.
Right.
Splash Garrett. That's what I'm going to name him.
Can we go through the... Sean Kelly loves this, the various holidays around the world. He's put special music together for it, Rodney, and everything else, and it's just something that he loves. Every day, a different day around the world. In Guam.
Oh, no, the holiday.
It's Liberation Day in Guam. Now, did we liberate Guam from the Japanese? Did. Yeah. You know, sure we did. Here's a weird one. It is Schoelcher, Schlosser Day in St. Martin and Guadalupe, the little islands, Guadalupe.
What does it mean?
Victor Schlosser. Victor Schlosser. What did he do? John? Victor Schlosser.
Victor Schlosser?
Victor Schlosser.
Schlosser.
I see your Victor Schlosser showing again, Mister. Yeah, what is that? What did he do? He did something.
Where did you come up with Victor?
It says Victor Schlosser Day in Guadalupe, and then it says Schlosser Day in Saint Martin, the island. I'm looking at your.
I see. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that bottom.
He somehow abolished slavery. That's what he did. German guy abolished slavery. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking it up. I never look at these things.
St. George Fiesta is in Malta. By the way, Malta is a rock, right? That's all it is. It's a rock. I don't know.
It's a beautiful little country, Jay, right?
It
in the
is?
middle of the Mediterranean, yeah.
Well, when Robin Williams did Popeye years ago when we were doing Mork and Mindy together, he came back and said it was a shithole. He hated it. You know, I guess there wasn't much there wasn't any rock cocaine there, perhaps, back then. I don't know. But he hated it. They were all stone. Who directed that movie, Rodney? The famous stoner director that did Nashville and MASH and all those movies.
Did The Player.
Yeah.
I can never remember his name.
Yeah, they were in Malta and, nothing.
It's an odd film for him to direct, wasn't it?
Well, since he let them ad-lib, it's even odder. But
but Robin was very good at ad-libbing Popeye.
He was.
He did it in his act.
And olive oil was that crazy. All right, there you go. That's our days.
The woman that played Olive Oil was also the female lead in The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
She was in a movie originally. She's from Texas, and she was would hang around whenever a movie came to Texas. She ended up marrying Paul Simon. Did you know that? Or living with him, or whatever. Shelley, not Long, Shelley
Duvall.
And she was also in a movie with Sissy Spacek called The Women or Three Women or whatever. And Robert Altman is the director we're talking about.
Robert Altman, that is correct.
He met her at a party, and she would provide entertainment for movie companies that came to town. And so I guess he met her when they were shooting a movie about people that lived in the Astrodome that were really birds who had their wings cut off. That was another nutty movie that he did with Burt, what's his name, Court. So he meets this Shelley Duvall, and he makes her a star. She became a movie star. And she wasn't acting. And I guess just that Paul Simon either married her or lived with her for a time or whatever,
She was good in a couple of movies.
Mm-hmm. She
really
was
good.
And not really, acting, just kind of, playing herself,
Like in The Shining?
Yeah.
Oh, she's perfect for that role.
I think she said that Jack Nicholson was he in the show. Yeah, he scared the hell out of her.
He scared me
for real. Stayed in that character, acted crazy. Federal investigators say they have had no trouble smuggling bomb-making materials into at least 10 federal buildings.
But isn't that story a little dubious? Because,
what do you mean?
Well, because they belong in that building. They're not going to be profiling the people that've been working there and they're in charge. I mean, it's like, so what?
I don't know how they got past it, but Joe...
But so what they got past them? It doesn't mean your average Joe could get past them with the bombing materials. Hey, look, the head of the FBI's coming in. Let's check him for bomb materials.
Well, Joseph Lieberman, very upset. This is the broadest indictment of a federal agency I've ever heard.
Oh, brother.
Homeland Security, the Defense Department, they got in the Government Accountability Office on 10 occasions. What they would do is they would bring the components of an improvised explosive device through the checkpoint. Monitored.
You cannot stop. You cannot provide enough security to stop that. You can't make everything 100% safe. It's impossible. Nobody could move if you did that. And it's the same with an airplane. It's the same with everything. They're going to figure out a way. And if you imposed the kind of draconian security rules and regulations that you would need to stop everything, nothing would move. You couldn't walk outside.
Well, I know at our building, they're at Sirius XM.
Oh, I could get something in there.
Every time I forget my ID...
I always have a cup of coffee, and I think, what if this was gasoline?
I always have trouble getting into that building. They don't know.
That's because you forget your badge.
I look suspicious or something.
You do. They profile
CBS
you.
News reports that the components only cost $150 per bomb and would just take 4 minutes to assemble once you got all of the assemblage together. Okay? Well, I know at CBS, how'd they get good old Christine that bomb through the door? With Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who
Isn't that a hit?
For them, they say it is. I don't believe it for 1 minute.
That's a good show. It's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I think it's funny. I mean, when you compare it to other sitcoms, it's funny.
Wow.
I mean, you watch the average sitcom. I mean, come on.
I like 2.5 Men. I like 2.5 Men.
Even now you like it?
Yes,
it is just nothing but on-the-nose dick jokes. I mean, it used to be kind of clever. You watched it recently?
Yeah, I watch it on the plane mostly, but they're recent. They're pretty recent. You know, I like it.
Boy, you're easily amused, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I like it. So they got it in there. Now, the funniest
what else
one...
you like?
My favorite is the Big Bang Theory with the really nerdy guys, because the writers have to write this incredible, like, smart stuff, like about physics and art and music. I mean, it is just, I don't know, I mean, you'd have to do research for months to write.
Have you seen Hung?
No, not yet. Is it good?
It's funny, man. I mean, I was ready to hate it, but I gotta admit, it's pretty funny.
Okay.
I mean, they're not doing it like you would, they found a clever way to present a really hackneyed, a high concept. These are bad times. This guy's got to turn into a prostitute.
Right.
It's pretty funny. The characters around him are funny, too. His kids are funny. The girlfriend's funny. His pimp is funny.
When Larry Pittman was here and he was mentioning the bail bonds convention, and then he said, well, there's also a hooker convention in Detroit. And I said it would be the Dick Suck Con. You said you got all upset. I think that'd be a perfect name for a hooker convention. Dick Suck Con. I don't know what they call it.
What does everybody else think?
What would you call it? What would you call it, Rodney?
Garrett, let's go around the horn.
Let's go around the horn for a hooker convention. Okay? I was really hurt by that. I've been hurt twice. What would you call it, Sean Kelly? What would you call it? A bunch of hookers go to a convention.
Scrotum Gargling International.
Scrotum gargling? Makes me think of somebody's meat in somebody's mouth. I guess that's right. What would you say, Garrett Andrtitz?
Whole con?
You have one, Rodney? Whole con?
No, Vagina Con. That would kind of say it all.
Let's go to AJ the intern. Let's see if he's learned anything by being on this show. What would you call a little college student, AJ?
Cum-con, of course.
What's that?
Cum-con.
Cum-con. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Did you guys see the T.O. show?
Terrell Owens?
Yeah, his reality show on VH1 premiered last night.
No.
Oh, my God, it's great. It's just him and his best buddy and these two chicks that I guess, are into them or something. And they're just all stupid. And
Is he playing for Buffalo next year? Is that the deal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this, I guess, was filmed like the week before he got cut from Dallas. So he talks all about that, and I don't know what's going to happen from then on.
So this Brett Favre in Minnesota thing is a reality, isn't it?
Is he going to play?
He's saying by this Friday he's going to let him know. It's supposed to be in 2 Fridays.
What's he waiting for?
He loves being dramatic, and he doesn't want to show up to camp too early.
And his name will be out there for 2 more weeks, and then he wants to make sure he's not going to be hurt, he said.
Well, he's been working out with a high school in Mississippi. I know that. And throwing the ball. Here's what's sad. I like this guy, and I don't want to believe that he's doing all this stuff, and he did it last year with the Jets too.
He's been doing it for years, Jay. He has been manipulating the press for years. Absolutely.
But then he performs pretty well. He fell apart at the Jets. What about?
I think Garrett. Wouldn't you say that he was definitely injured halfway through that season?
Yeah, he ripped his bicep.
Yeah, and he actually had surgery on it, Jay. So he didn't. I mean, if you meant he fell apart, meaning he got injured, yes. But I
don't know what happened to him. I didn't know he got it. On his throwing arm, he ripped a bicep, and he continued playing.
Yeah, they were 8-4.
Crazy.
Just beat the Titans, the #1 team, and then he ripped his bicep, and they lost for the next 5.
Why wouldn't they put a backup in when you got a guy?
It was stupid. It was damn stupid. Don't you think, Garrett?
Have you ever ripped a muscle? I've ripped.
I have. You saw
a calf. Oh God!
You saw me rip a muscle. You saw a
when we were noodling.
Rip my arm off.
And you had surgery. Could you have thrown anything after that?
No, I couldn't throw anything before that, though, Jay. So.
Well, that's true. But I've had separated shoulders, and I mean, this is
really what was the problem? Did they not get along?
No. Shut up. That wasn't funny. But I had this separated shoulder, and all these guys I've been reading about in the paper, they have a separated shoulder, and they are out 6 or 8 weeks, and then they come back to play. So we were in college down in North Carolina, and I've got my arm all trussed up and going to the doctor, not operated on. And I kept reading about these guys, and so the day before, I think we played a special, like a little mini bowl game against the police. It used to be called things like the Freaks Against the Fuzz or something like that. So the cops had this team in Charlotte, and we were going to play them. So I said, well, I'll play. Don't worry about it. I unwrapped my shoulder, and when my arm went from my chest down to my side, I passed out. I was out cold. I couldn't lift any. I couldn't do anything. I don't know how these guys do it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't have drugs or anything, but how did he play with a torn bicep? That's impossible.
Probably just wasn't a real severe tear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they kept him in because, they don't tell anyone, and then the threat of him being in there is better than the backup, I guess.
Yeah.
The threat, huh?
I guess.
Not only that, the attendance.
Yeah. The threat of me coming to work.
Who was the backup at the time, Garrett?
It was Kellen Clemens.
Well, okay.
There you go. That inspires confidence.
I think that says it all.
Hold on. Okay, son, get in there. All the good players are hurt. Get in there, son. There we go.
Who do you got the Bears' old running back still?
Thomas Jones, yep.
What do you think of him?
Led the AFC in rushing last year.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's 30 now, so.
Yeah, but still, what a tough MFer.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go another step, Jason of Toronto has a name for the Hooker Convention. What is your name, Jason? What name do you have?
Jay, actually, it's at the Ratton this year. The keynote speaker at Poonex 09 is Craven Moorhead, so just let you know.
Craven Moorhead.
Poonex 09.
He wears the fucking bowling pins on that.
Roger, Pennsylvania, what is your idea for the next Hooker Convention in Detroit?
How about cocksuck-con?
All right, Roger, Pennsylvania.
Fucking
Jason,
Beavis and Butthead show.
Thank you very much. Stay where you are. They need money. What town are we heading for, Sean? They need money at the police station. Where are we going this time?
I believe it's Butler, Missouri.
Ooh. They need, and we'll talk to the sheriff, and he's making the jail into a bed and breakfast. Stay where you are.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. It's the new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas on Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy.
Sirius XM Blue Collar Radio.
You might be a redneck.
For me, it was just always kind of trusting that real life was funny. If you have a complete set of salad bowls and they all say Cool Whip, it's my sister. I mean, I know sometimes she had to have bought dishes. We've never seen them. This is the way we are. Take it or leave it. This is the way we are. But I'm a fan of the guys I work with. The Blue Collar Tour was probably the most fun thing I've ever done in my life. Like the redneck jokes, there is no end to this. Blue Collar Radio, Sirius 103.
Are you receiving monthly checks from a lawsuit you won? Are you having trouble paying your bills every month because the settlement money you're getting just isn't enough? Well, there is a way you can get the cash you need now in one lump sum payment. For free information to see how much cash you can get, call Peachtree Settlement Funding now at 1-800-693-9485. Find out how you can turn your future structured settlement payments into the cash you need now. to get free of your credit card debt, to meet your rising mortgage payments, to pay your medical bills and other expenses. If you're receiving payments from a lawsuit, call Peachtree Settlement Funding. For your free information, call now 1-800-693-9485. You have bills piling up that need to be paid now, so why wait any longer? Get the future money you have coming to you now when you need it most. For your free information, call Peachtree Settlement Funding now at 1-800-693-9485. That's 1-800-693-9485. 1-800-693-9485.
Attention drivers, YRC Glenmore has immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers. Drivers can start as high as 50 cents per mile, depending on experience and division. Get great home time, great miles, and enjoy the industry's best benefits. Positions require at least 1 year OTR experience, good driving record, and a hazmat endorsement. Call YRC Glenmore at 866-280-0663. 866-280-0663. Or apply online at yrcglenmore.com. Equal opportunity employer.
On Stars 2, the new morning show is Me and Vinny with Vinny Politan.
Have you ever been to prison? Ever wonder what it's like to be on the inside? Wednesday, we'll talk to a prison coach. This guy is a real ex-convict who now makes money advising guys like Bernie Madoff on how to survive the slammer. Keep that bunghole man free. Wednesday.
Me and Vinny, where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. It's the new morning show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139. Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show, the new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Thomas Show, Rodney Lee Connover here.
It's a Dropkick Murphy.
It is. Let's listen to him. Here we go.
Tin Lizzy.
Oh, you're right.
There's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in this town. See, me and the boys, we don't like it, so we're getting up and going down.
Let's go to Jefferson County in eastern Missouri and Sheriff Oliver Glen Boyer. Sheriff, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show in Sirius XM. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing this evening?
I am good, sir. Now, Sheriff, thanks for being with us. My friend Rodney Lee Connover is here. What can we help you with? You got something so crazy. You're turning the jail into a bed and breakfast. How is this working?
Well, we've got a new wing of the jail that we're getting ready to open up.
Mm-hmm.
We want to accomplish three things. First thing is we'll be able to train our corrections officers in the use of the jail without using actual prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be able to allow the citizens to come in and see how their tax dollars are being spent. And we have the added bonus of raising a few dollars to offset the initial cost of opening up the jail for blankets and bedding and things of that nature.
Now, what town is this? I know it's the county, but what would be a big town in the middle of it? Is St. Louis?
It's located in the county seat in Hillsboro, Missouri. That's just about 15 miles south of St. Louis, Missouri. We're just south on Interstate 55, St. Louis.
Do you know my ex-brother-in-law, Judge Tony Heckemeyer?
Not off the top of my head, but there's a lot of judges in this area. We got 16 judges right in our county.
Okay, but he's down in Cape Girardeau and Sykeston, and he ran for the United States Senate.
Okay, I know John Jordan, the sheriff down there, real well.
Yeah, well, and Tony's going to be a TV judge soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just got a job as a TV judge, so that's it.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Now, what night can you do the jail and breakfast? When are you having this thing?
We're asking everybody to come in on July the 31st for $50 a person, $90 a couple. You can come in at 6 o'clock, turn yourself in. We'll book you in, get you in a jail uniform, take your mug shot, bring you upstairs, actually place you in the facility. It's a open bay facility. It's not cells. It's more like a military dorm facility.
Mm-hmm.
We'll feed you a jail meal in the evening, do some trivia and other games throughout the course of the evening, and then the next morning we'll feed you a jail meal. So it'll be quite an event. If you want to leave a little early, we'll even let you bond out earlier for an additional $10 fee.
Wow. And so people are always worried about bed bugs and all that stuff. You fumigate the place before you do this?
Hey, buddy, this is a brand new facility. Nobody will have slept on the blankets or the bedding or anything else. We don't supply pillows, so if you want a pillow, you're going to have to bring your own. But
right.
It's brand new, very clean facility, and this is going to really be a relaxed atmosphere. So anybody that's thinking, hey, they're going to put me in a cell and I'm just going to sit there all night long, That's not the case. It's once again, it's an open bay type facility. We're going to do some games and other entertainment throughout the evening. If anybody would get to the point where they feel that, hey, this is just freaking me out, all they got to do is let one of us know, and we'd escort them out immediately, no problem.
There's not going to be any drugs and man-on-man sex or anything in this thing, is there?
No.
All right.
Not by a long shot,
a meal and some Vaseline.
Yeah, we don't want
sort of
all this crazy stuff. Now, when you say the jail, so you're not locking us up in the inside of the whatever it is,
No, you will have no contact with any of the other inmates in the facility. In fact, they're located in a different facility.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to be handcuffed or anything like that.
Right. Okay. All right.
Half the
good.
fun, isn't it?
Pardon me?
Meeting the prisoners.
Isn't that half the fun? Is interacting with the other prisoners?
Yeah, trust me, I've been doing this for over 35 years. No, that's not part of the fun.
You mean it won't be a good time? It won't.
But you know what? It sounds like you like to do something like that. We'll keep a light on for you.
You know what? I want to be thrown in the cooler.
Keep a light on for us, he said.
I want to be thrown in the cooler. I want to hear you go 20 days cooler.
Yeah, you and Bubba in the cooler, huh?
Yeah. Hillsboro, Missouri. Sheriff Oliver Glenn Boyer raising money Friday night, July 31st. If you're in that area, you have a website you want to give us or something so we can...
You can contact me at gboyer@jeffcomo.org.
Right.
Or
put that at jthomas.com. Yeah.
Or you can contact me at area code 636-797-5521.
We're going to put all of this at jthomas.com. Now, when you say a prison meal and you spend, what sort of money per prisoner are you budget? When budgets are terrible, what kind of money are you spending on a prison meal these days?
We've got our meals down to about $1.25 a meal. So usually it's some type of pasta, maybe a little salad, a fruit drink of some kind, and some bread. The meals are regulated by a licensed nutritionist. They come in and make sure we're serving the proper nutrition, the proper portions. We do that under state guidelines.
So you get $1.25 meal, and you spend
and breakfast,
and you get $1.25 breakfast too.
Yeah, what a buy!
Now, I've been reading that there are people these days. Yeah,
and also you get we'll give you a complimentary Jefferson County Sheriff's Office bed and breakfast T-shirt.
Wow. I've been reading.
What if you act up? Do you get put in solitary? Is there any sort of...
No, we won't do anything like that.
Well, what do you do if somebody acts up? Spits on you or calls a guard a name or does any number of lascivious thing in the cell?
I'm quite sure that all of the good...
Well, you better be prepared.
Well behaved.
Yeah. Now, what about the prisoners, the real prisoners, when this is going on, what's going to keep them from banging their cups against
That's scary
bars?
When you do that.
And they go, hey, like yelling terrible things to people.
You can hear this.
Well, for one thing, we don't give them cups.
They don't have cups. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have cups. And once again, they will be located in a complete separate facility. In a completely different wing in a different section of the building.
Okay, good. All right.
Are there any, do the guards ever, are there any cavity searches? Let's start there.
No, not on this. No, definitely not. Well, you're really into this, aren't you?
I want to know.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I want to know what's going on at this bed and breakfast in prison. That's all.
Hey, Sheriff.
Our audience needs to know.
Offer you a special discount rate.
Is there any, do the guards ever rough anybody up? There's a little bit of roughing up. Sometimes they get them in the room and they rough people up.
No,
how about the third degree? You ever turn a light on somebody and they give them the third degree?
If you want to come down and be our practice mannequin, why, I can set that up for you, though.
Now, Sheriff, I will tell you that for these things that Rodney's talking about, you could charge hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
if people
I'm giving you ideas.
Up. Yeah. Now, listen.
No, I don't think I'd be into that.
We have been reading about people.
Well, some people are.
Who have been caught, they can't find a place to live, the economy's terrible, and they break the law to get put back into jail. I've heard of at least 3 or 4 people, older guys, robbing a bank and then waiting for the cop with a BB gun and all that. Have you had any of that happen because of the crazy economy?
No, we haven't. We've been very fortunate there.
Okay, all right. Because it's wild out there, and I was wondering if, when the economy's bad, does crime go up exponentially?
Normally it does. We've seen a slight increase in our crime rates, especially in the misdemeanor areas, the car cloudings, garage stealings, those types of things. But we've been very fortunate that our serious crimes, we haven't seen any big spikes at all.
Okay. Well, Sheriff, thank you very much. Sheriff Oliver Glen Boyer, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department there in Hillsborough, Missouri. How many people have signed up so far?
We've got about 40 people. So we've got people from New Jersey, Wisconsin, Florida, Alabama, all over the place. So if you want to come in, we always keep a light on for you.
People are flying in to stay at the jail and breakfast event Friday night, July 31st, at the new 156-bed minimum security addition to the jail. And now this is where guys who have not paid their bills, or what's minimum security for? Who do you put in there?
When the event is over, the next day we'll be moving prisoners in, and those prisoners will be your nonviolent type of prisoners.
Right.
Failure to pay child support, bad checks,
all that stuff. Right.
Failure to pay a traffic fine, those types of things.
All right. That sounds like the entire staff here at Sirius XM. That whole group.
Buddy.
Sheriff Boyer, thank you very much. Rodney?
I don't really look good in stripes.
What's
or orange.
Yeah, Rodney Lee Conover, thank you. Garrett. By the way, Sean sent me this whole thing about this guy was accused of some Truth Squad thing.
Who, the guest just now?
Yeah, he said, Sean can find dirt on any Republican in America. That's what I love. Send it to Rodney. It's good reading. All right. Hey, I'll see you guys later. AJ, very good, AJ. Hold on. Tarek of Ohio, what's your convention name? Real fast, Tarek. Yell it out.
Oh, Genghis Khan.
The GagaCon. See you later.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame, rich in baseball tradition, where greatness is eternalized.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Only one man can bring it all to you. Join Christopher Mad Dog Russo as he hosts Mad Dog Unleashed live from the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Friday, 2 to 7 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM's Mad Dog Radio. Sirius Channel 123.
Fridays at 8 p.m. East. The Game On guys give you the tips and tricks to bag the girl.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jordan Harbinger from Game On Sirius Stars 2. When you bros are just starting out, AJ and I often get asked the same question. Namely, how did you guys become so social? It's an extended process, one we teach at our workshops and training at the Art of Charm. But luckily for Game On listeners, we've developed a quick exercise to help you guys get started. Starting today, make small talk defined by simply a comment and a response with 5 strangers. They don't have to be beautiful women, just people you haven't spoken to before. This could be the cashier at a checkout counter, a bank teller, or even someone on the street. If this doesn't come naturally to you, don't worry, you're not alone. You can snag some ideas on what to talk about from the headlines, especially the entertainment, sports, or current events sections. When you do this, don't focus on the answer or comments from the other person, at least not right now. Just enjoy the small victory of approaching and initiating a conversation, no matter how short, with a complete stranger. If you want to try upping the ante a bit, try noting the other person's eye color during the conversation. This will ensure you're engaging in proper eye contact while conversing. Just be careful not to stare. Try doing this every day for a week, and you'll quickly notice how much looser your social muscles are, so to speak, and you'll find yourself quickly moving beyond simple small talk into a real conversation. Congratulations, you're well on your way to becoming a social superman just like us.